give this a second, and we should be live about now.
You know, if Jesus was born in a different year, the little drummer boy could have been like a metalhead.
He just brings over his giant drum set. It's like, all right, now, baby Jesus, I heard you were into the double basses. So,
Shall I play for my drums for you? Yeah, sure. No, make it stop.
Should be live. Yeah, we're live. Cool.
No, it's more like, oh, hey Jesus, you want to hear my mixtape? No, you don't. Oh,
Anyway.
I'm gonna be the next big thing. Lil drummer boy.
Little drummer boy. Okay, I'm gonna post the link.
You know, someone's gonna make that their rap name, Lil Drummer Boy.
Can someone post the stream link in the server? Because if I click off the chat, the icons will disappear.
1 second.
Yeah, just at everyone.
Come on.
We are live, by the way, now.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Nico, hello.
Oh. Borg, you beat me to it.
That's an amazing thumbnail.
Oh, I was saying, can you post
it in
the post it in the actual PAFE lecture? Is one echoing? Okay, we're going. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PAFE podcast. Someone post the fucking thing in this PAFE server, for God's sake.
Theo, you're probably the only other one that has access to the announcements.
Theo, post it in announcements.
Yeah. Oh, in announcements. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's a PAFE lord.
Theo, you just reposted it in our chat.
Yeah, that's
yes, I know I did.
Yeah,
I know what I did.
I wanted you to post it in the server.
Announcements.
Boom, 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 boom,
Oh, that's
boom,
why.
boom.
Anyway, hello.
Boom,
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 boom.
boom.
I just noticed autism with the chat. I might have to adjust this.
The ox and lamb kept time. Bum, pum, pum, pum.
I guarantee that they did not keep time, at least not very well.
Yeah, it's really funny because I heard that song like a lot as a kid, but I never did like band or anything, so I had no idea what that meant. It was like, what are they like watching the clock? Like, what's going on here? I'm not even joking. Like,
it's actually one of the worst Christmas carols. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's not good.
No, it's nice. It's a nice little song.
Yeah. Anyway, I just noticed so that's what the chat was like that on the fucking OBS. So I just need to fix something real quick. It'll take like 2 seconds. Transform, transform. 0. Close.
14.
Do the Mario. Cool. We're good to go. Fix.
Yes.
Anyway, we're gonna be watching a video about objectivity. What do you guys think of that? Now, I want to ask, what is your your positions on objectivity? Do you believe film can be objectively quantified?
I like objects.
It is good.
Very good.
I like objects.
You like objects?
I do enjoy objectifying things. Yes.
Who doesn't?
Specifically one type of people.
Okay. I'm gonna send you guys the watch together link. I will allow you all to hop in.
But yes, film can be objectively analyzed.
Yes. Well, not according to this guy. Now, I should disclose. We are actually going to be watching a clip from a different video first. We're not going to be watching it right away.
Oh
Alright.
boy, what else are you gonna subject us to?
Oh, like one of the
Why
worst takes ever.
Ray
This
is
is
not Mary Sue
this
is
is
the
a
official guide.
This is a shorter clip from a larger video. But this is fucking hilarious. So, oh, by the way, everyone in chat, let us know if we sound okay, if we're too quiet, too loud. Just let me know about that. I am keeping.
Wait, Borgy, is it 7 in British time right now?
Yes, it's 7.
Okay.
I believe it would be 2 for you. Oh yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2:13 over here.
Cool.
Theo, you're oddly concerned with making sure that it's 7 in Britain right now.
Well, I'm trying to be considerate for the lessers.
The lesser.
Nico, I objectively hate femoids. Anyway, let's. Are you all paying attention? Let's see this.
I'm paying attention.
Let's see this god awful take.
Back to the
Okay.
light side. So after changing her outfit, giving strange looks at the lightsaber, and putting on some mascara, she goes to see Kylo. I gotta give Rey credit, she's really making sure she looks her best when she's going to Kylo. He puts her in handcuffs and they go in the elevator, which is probably one of the sexiest scenes in Star Wars.
Okay.
So, thoughts?
That's gotta be a joke, right?
No.
Hold on,
gotta
hold
be-
on. a
Does he
second.
know about Slave Leia, first
Yeah,
of
has
all?
he not seen Return of the Jedi? Has he not seen fucking the end of Attack of the Clones?
Yeah. Oh
What the
yeah.
shit?
But I'm just,
I mean,
I'm
to
like,
be fair,
so
Adam-
is the
Adam
scene
Driver
sexy
does-
because she
Adam,
looks good?
Adam Driver does push it up a bit, but what?
I don't understand what about this?
That's a joke, right?
It's just because he finds her attractive?
I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
Anyway.
nothing quite like perpetually being able to
I
see
mean-
someone's front teeth.
Listen, listen.
Hey, no, British people love
I
that
think she
shit.
looks more attractive with her hair down, so
Yeah.
that's the only steel man I can give to this.
So,
I know we're taking this scene like kind of out of context of the whole thing, so I'm just gonna try and be
oh no,
nice and assume
there
that
is no
it's a joke.
context that would change this.
All right, well, that's if we can possibly steel man this argument, that would be an achievement.
Is it an argument or is it just a joke?
I don't know. I
I
think
can't tell.
I think this is just an observation.
I mean,
I-
okay,
I
so
think it's just a
even
joke.
if you wanted to like take this super hyper seriously and steelman him, wouldn't Rey trying to seduce Kylo be trying to bring him to the dark side?
The light side, wouldn't it?
The light side.
I mean, according to the hero's journey, yes.
Yeah.
Because I thought the whole like having relationships thing was verboten on the light side.
Well, that's tis of me because Luke did change that when he became
Yeah.
Grand Master in the comics. He made it so Jedi could.
Yeah, but
Well, it's not
the-
even the
but the
comics. It's implied in the films that was part of the Jedi tradition that had sort of ossified. You know, it's sort of a Catholic Church like thing.
Because it was a really bad
Yeah,
bad plan.
And then at the end, like Luke has a sister who he cares
Oh, God,
for, and he
Josh
has
is fucking-
friends, and he has a father that he cares for, and so that's sort of implied in
Luke
my
has a
in
father
my
he
view.
cares for so much that he killed him.
Also, I
Yeah.
can tell Josh is in the chat logged in with the PAFE account because he just posted PAFE just posted a message and it wasn't me.
well, no, but I
It's
thought
alive.
Josh,
well, no, there's a difference. There's a difference between familiar relationships and romantic relationships.
True.
I thought it was like the romantic that it was
Well, no,
strictly
no,
for, like you know. Even in the prequels, when the dogma is fully in place, Obi-Wan's like, "You're my brother, Anakin." He says that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but it's speaking about attachment that you can't be too attached to
Yeah.
things. So I think
Like,
friendship.
I think it's because the whole point of that is to you having an attachment to someone that might compromise your decision making. That was the idea.
Yeah, if you have a choice to save the world, but you might have to lose a friend, then your attachment to your friend can't come first, was their view.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, onto the
If there's
main
something, Anakin
video
flubbed
topic.
horribly.
Okay.
I'm dead serious when I say
I don't know. I'm kind of amused by the idea of like Rey going all out to like seduce Kylo. She's like, "Oops, I dropped my lightsaber in the elevator." Like bends over to pick it up. He's just
Oh
like
my
staring
gosh.
straight ahead very intently.
I mean, you could say that. I mean, the reverse is more true. You remember that time when we just saw Kylo without his shirt?
Oh yeah, and
God.
she's
In a-
like not looking at it.
Does it hurt?
He's like, "Can you put something on?" No.
No.
It's like
And that-
Kylo. Oh, I didn't realize Kylo's so thick. God damn.
That led to the existence of Ben Swallow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it deserved that. I'm glad that led to the existence of Ben Swallow.
That was fucking. Have you seen the comic where Luke milks Kylo?
Oh Jesus.
No, and I never want to.
Sorry, what?
I'm hold up. It's I'll send
No,
it to you.
no, please, no.
Spare him.
Oh no,
Borgy, you're looking up some strange stuff in your free time, my friend.
No, someone
Yeah.
sent me that like ages ago. Hold on, I'll look up on here.
Drum, it just occurred to me, but sometime you have to make a Ben Shapiro.
I'm just thinking, like, Borgy scrolling along, he sees Luke and Kylo Ren gone sexual. Looks around to make sure no one else is in the room. Clicks on the
God.
link.
No, this is the comic.
Oh God.
I'm fighting my curiosity to not look.
You're fighting your curiosity to not look. You know, I'm not
It's
gonna.
about what you would expect.
I'm not gonna put it on the stream just for the sake of it.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know what to say looking at this.
I don't know who made that. I just think it's fucking funny.
Also, I see, if I can tell from these pictures that Kylo Ren is one of the people.
Of course you can. Anyway, onto the. Do you guys want to get onto the actual?
Oh yeah, to
video
address the
question?
chat, we have exercised a coup, effectively.
Yes.
So we are now your leaders.
If you've seen Technoblade's Dream SMP, it's basically that.
We've taken over PAFE.
Wait, was that the same guy who made this next video?
Yeah, that's the same guy. That's why I showed you
Okay.
the clip.
Yeah, I see the same profile picture.
Anyway, let's.
I
see
mean,
this.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's just a taster. Now let's start this. So, you guys ready?
That's like when you go
Yes.
into the super target of bad takes, and they have like the sample tables, and they're just like,
What
"Would
the
you
fuck
like
is-
to
It's,
try our
it's like
wares?"
in GameStop at the bargain bin.
It's like when you go to Walmart and they've got like $2 movies, you're just browsing through them.
Come on, is the fucking? Because I see just the name Bora in here.
Oh.
I thought that was you.
That's not me. How the fuck did
Who
Bora
was
get?
invaded?
Someone's invaded the
Bora's
watch
gone
again.
now.
Yeah, he's gone. Would kick him. Actually, can you kick people from watching?
Kick Bora.
Yeah, kick him.
I fully support this.
We've been invaded. We've been invaded, brothers.
No. Well, he's no longer in, so. Although, how
He is no longer. There is no longer an imposter among us.
The link is not
Bora,
on.
Bora,
the link's
just
not
so you
on
know, we will look for you. We will find you.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Arab.
And we will kick you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah. That's strange. Just an observation. Just someone named Bora in the chat. I was like, not in chat. The fucking watch together. I was like, how the fuck did he get the link? That's what I'm wondering.
I guarantee you, there's a Kyle Ben with Ben Shapiro.
Oh no!
Kyle Ben
Kyle Ben
Shapiro.
Shapiro.
Kyle
It's gotta be
Ben
Yeah, hold on.
God.
Well, the first thing that comes up is Kyle Kalinske Ben Shapiro,
Oh no.
which
Okay.
I'm going to avoid.
Okay, I guess we'll have to make that because it's not showing up.
Aw. Someone make someone make
What did you
Kylo
Google
Shapiro.
Kyle Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, you know I did.
Oh, no. That's not gonna do anything.
So you asked if we what we thought about objectivity and art judgment, and I think something that people who are mistaken and believe that you can't judge art objectively, what they're thinking is that you can't judge something objectively perfectly, which may or may not be true, but perfect judgment does not preclude
I found
any
it.
objective judgment.
Oh my
Oh, you!
god.
Oh my goodness! Okay,
Nope,
hold
That
on.
is disturbing to look at.
Well, I'm gonna open this on the stream because this is amazing.
He looks like Snape.
Well, see, the thing that I found, talking to people who don't believe that anything can be objectively analyzed, is they don't believe that there's not like levels of objective analysis that you can go into. It's when you try to sort of come to any kind of conclusion that they take issue. So you can point out like, oh, the plot is logically broken. They'll be like, yeah, and you can point out, oh, the character's behaving inconsistently, and you'd be like, yeah. You can be like, oh, the effects are bad. There's people standing around in the scenes. And they can be like, yeah. But it's when you go, okay, so the movie is bad, that they go, well, hold
Yeah.
on, because someone else likes it. It's
which seems like a broken premise to me. Like that just
Well,
seems
I mean-
like broken logic.
yeah.
Well, let's not
and
say it's a completely broken logic, because I think it's best always to like try and approach to steel man arguments to the best point we can.
Mhm.
So I think what their point of view might be is they completely agree with the objective criticism, but they disagree with how that can necessarily relate to an objective value of the film, because they could say,
Yes.
oh, these are definitely objective flaws, but who's to say that it's worth this much in the value of the film?
Mhm. Well,
Yes.
you would base that off if we're talking about writing, for example. If you're judging like a plot hole, you would judge it by its effect on the plot.
Yeah.
Alright, with CGI, it's
I know, but
like if you're
what I'm
judging
saying is
CGI. Oh yeah, sorry, you go.
for one person, the logical thought process of the film, the way the characters act, they could be worth like 90% of the film. But then for another person, that could be worth like 10% of the film, and the rest of it's like how it made you feel.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, where a lot of them will draw contention, because they
I mean, I would
agree
just
that
call
there's
that
problems with the film.
the subjective side, because there are a lot of aspects to filmmaking. I would argue that fuck off, Bora. How the fuck did he get the watch together link?
Morrison again?
Fuck
There's
it.
two of them. Now there are two of them. This
they're
is getting out
asexually
of hand.
Okay, I'm
This is
opening
getting
a
out of
new
hand.
watch. Fuck it, I'm opening a new watch together.
How did this happen?
I don't know. Did someone?
Did you have it on stream?
No, it was never on stream, to my knowledge.
Is one of you... Wait, Bora could be any one of us. Which of you is it?
It's a
Yeah, there
Mexican
was no
standoff.
point where the link was on stream, to my knowledge.
Could be it.
Yeah, no. Doesn't seem like any links were on stream.
There are
Chuck
two
at Bora
imposters
Usain start
among
a
us.
Podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. This is. I'm gonna.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico. Oh no.
Bora just come.
Is this
He's
more
in.
time?
I'm dead serious.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm gonna abandon the currents. We'll leave Bora all alone.
Mm-hmm. I'll just create a new one. Create a room. Post the link.
This will get that godforsaken comic strip off my screen.
Yes, I will. Borgy, please delete that. I have to keep scrolling past it at super speed.
I'll delete it for you, don't worry.
It's
Thank
really
you.
atrocious.
Okay, here's the new watch together. No one leaked this. Fucking hell.
Okay, Borgy, just so you know, I'm the one named Theory Crafter.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm the
yes,
one-
the monster is gone.
Yeah, there's no point where it was on stream, to my knowledge. Oh, this seems a bit strange.
Jackman, what is... Jack, the file you posted is gone. Unless that was...
Oh,
Well, I
no.
guess...
No.
Unless that was the stupid, Oh, it is the milk again. Don't you dare. I will ban you from the stream if you do
I'll
that
ban
again.
you from the stream, even though I'm the one in charge of it. Should be my history. So
See, I think part of it though has to do with movies are a narrative art. And so the story has to be a primary element of your analysis. You can't lower the story
yeah,
past the visual element.
because the story is like the baseline for everything visual. That's why I would argue it's probably the most important aspect.
If it doesn't have a story, you're just watching images on a screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of disagree a little bit.
Okay.
Images on a screen tell a story.
Right, but I think I think what you're taking for granted is most movies are competently put together visually, but movies are inherently they're a visual medium, and then the story is secondary. It's a visual medium that also tells a story.
Well, I would say it's a visual medium for the purpose of telling story.
Yeah, that's what I would say as well.
Well, sure, but I think that the visual is generally more important.
It's
than
very
the story.
important.
Yes,
It's very
I would
important.
say they're both very important. It's just that the script is the thing you're basing everything else off.
What I mean to say is so I've gotten into arguments with people and to say that inconsistent writing or contradictory writing is objectively bad, they would say, well, what if someone out there, some one person thought that inconsistent writing was better? And to me, that seems a little flawed.
I mean, my issue with that is, like, what is a story without continuity?
Well, I mean, I disagree with I even disagree with that premise because have you guys seen the movie The Lighthouse?
I have
No.
Oh yeah, with Willem Dafoe and
Robert Pattinson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that movie, it's a movie told from the perspective of an unreliable narrator. In that there are events that you see that then characters say that something else happened. Right, so for example, one character runs out and smashes up like a lifeboat, but then later, like he says that the other guy actually did it. And so movies like that, you can have contradictions, but it has to be sort of built into the story, right?
Yeah.
It has to be on purpose because the lighthouse is
the
two characters are going insane, and no one knows what's going on.
There is still levels of continuity.
Continuity.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
the
way I counter that one.
Yeah.
The way I counter that one is the fact that at the end of the day, the lighthouse there is continuity in it. It's actually a retelling of Greek myth. Because have you heard like the major interpretation of it is that I forget their names, but Robert Pattinson's character represents Prometheus, which is why at the end of because he's going after the forbidden knowledge of what's in the lighthouse, and at the end he is dead and is being picked at by crows, which is what happens to Prometheus. And
I'm gonna be a few seconds. I'm gonna grab something to drink.
All right, we'll keep them entertained.
I mean, I can sort of see where that's coming from, but Prometheus wanted to steal the fire to make things with, whereas in the lighthouse,
That's one
he just
interpretation of that story.
he just wanted to get at the light because he was curious about it, and because the I forget their names, but the older guy was telling him not to do it, so that's why he wanted to see it.
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure there's an alternative interpretation of the Prometheus myth where he was just spiteful and trying to get at the gods.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think the ending, because like Prometheus's punishment is lying down and having a bird pick at his organs for all of eternity.
Yeah,
Right,
So
he got like chained to a rock or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think Robert Pattinson's character, because I forget their names, his final
I am
fate
vengeance.
really suggests that it's meant to be interpreted as a Prometheus myth,
Maybe.
especially
Maybe.
with the idea of forbidden knowledge.
I am back.
Hi, back.
But I think even there's plenty of movies. There's movies that I can think of that have complete madness and trouble with continuity, but all the good ones I can think of, at the end of the day, they are telling a loose story. Like Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder is one of the most confusing movies ever made. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, it's very likely a metaphor for passing on into the afterlife because of the way the movie wraps up and what Jacob's Ladder is. Then there's like In the Mouth of Madness, which is
I think we might need to get specific about the type of continuity. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like if you go through some of the EFAP critiques of Batwoman, there are weapons that she has that she uses to solve problems and then are never used again. That's the type of continuity error that we're most often discussing. That's the type of thing that's most plaguing the art form these days. It's not
guys,
unreliable narrative. That's a whole nother. That's a different can of worms.
I'm sorry, I have to bring this up because Woodchuck is a genius. Woodchuck corrected me. Lighthouse is not an interpretation of the Prometheus myth. It is a sequel to the Chowder Show on Cartoon Network.
Chowder.
Chowder.
That Greek boy pussy got me questioning my loyalty to Rome.
What the fuck? Bruh.
Oh, should I tell you the joke? The joke.
Who are you?
Okay. I'll tell you the joke. No, that's too spicy for the stream. Never mind. I'll tell you off.
Bait us like that?
I'll tell you off stream. It's a little too spicy.
It's spicier than Greek boy pussy. You can't follow that up.
It's about on that level.
What I'll do, I will mute the desktop audio for the stream. Tell us
No.
3, 2, 1, now. Oh god.
It's like Mr. Gormsby. Never laugh at two Greek men kissing.
You can unmute the audio.
I already have.
That reminds me there was a lot of outrage when Assassin's Creed Odyssey was announced that it was going to have homosexual characters, and people were saying the ancient Greeks weren't gay, and then historians just came in and was like, excuse me?
Excuse me, the fuck? Big gay. Anyway, do you guys want to get into the video?
Sure, let's get started.
Yeah, sure.
I'm dead serious when I say this, but if someone ever tells you that a movie or show is objectively good or bad, send them this video. If you are someone who
Well, Borgy, so you're sending us
Mission-
this video?
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Okay. So, I'm interested to see. Okay,
Hold on,
okay,
just the pretentiousness of that.
I mean,
okay, I wouldn't say it's pretentious, but I will say this: if that's how you're going to open the video with a almost kind of like a vitriolic statement, better make sure your arguments are really strong.
I already don't like this framing because what would the difference be between objectively good and bad or subjectively good and bad be?
Well,
right?
Subjectively, it would just be whether or not you like it.
But that's not good or bad. That's whether or not you like it.
Mm.
And so I feel like he's already trying to see. Here's the thing: I've argued with people enough to know when people are trying to win by framing. He's trying to frame it like, oh, well, obviously something can't be objectively good or bad. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to like frame the argument in that, okay, yes, you might have objective criticisms, but that doesn't make it good or bad.
Oh no!
He's already trying to do that.
He doesn't. So his I've seen this video. That's not his position. His position is even dumber.
Interesting.
It
All right.
gets
Well,
worse.
we'll have to continue then.
Yeah.
But it's arrogant to say, hey, all you people who disagree with me, send them this video because I know better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're really pushing it when you think that like your argument is the end all be all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Have the answer. So what he's saying is, I have the answer, but he's also saying that no one else has the answer in regards to whether something's good or bad. So
well, no, it's not just saying that. He's saying this video is going to be so comprehensive as to entirely debunk any notions of objectivity in art analysis. This video is 10 minutes and 1 second long.
He's going to deconstruct all of Western thought all of Western thought deconstructed in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen another video where it was like, send this to people who disagree with me, but that was from Count Dankula, and that was like a 42-minute long video, and that was
video was literally just countering specific arguments made.
Yeah, that's not even. This is comprehensive. This is the end all be all. Like it's really
like
funny.
A philosophical topic.
It's funny to me him being like this comprehensive video that I made to be precisely long enough to get ad revenue. Send it to all your friends.
I'll say this. Admittedly, he has not said this is the end all be all. But by the way he is framing it, it definitely gives off that impression.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, I don't like this framing.
That's how he follows up to that.
Tells other people that art is objective, then stop right now. You are wrong and you are misleading other people. And if you genuinely believe that
just
art
pause it.
is objective,
nope, pause.
I kept pausing at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah, that's alright.
So what he's effectively saying is other people are trying to tell you you're right or wrong for liking or not liking something. That's the argument that people make. Like this, you're wrong for thinking this is good. You're wrong for thinking this is bad. I'm right, whatever. He's doing the exact same thing. You are wrong. I am right. I see. I mean, there's difference in substance, but there's no difference in form.
Sorry, have you ever seen the video? There's this video by The Onion, which this really reminds me of. It's called "This Is Why You're Wrong," and it's just a woman. It's a woman saying, "You probably have opinions on everything that's going on in the world right now. No, you're wrong. Here's why. You're completely misunderstanding the fact. In fact, you will never be right in your life unless you repeat exactly what I say verbatim every time."
So I'm really curious. What would the response be from people like this if I said, "Well, I feel like things can be objectively analyzed"?
They would
no.
just say you're wrong. you're wrong for feeling that way.
Yeah, they would say that you're wrong.
You're wrong for
No,
feeling that
Or,
way.
they'll-
No,
or
no,
they'll
no,
say
no.
that's not a feeling.
Can I actually give you a quote from Sheep in a Box that I heard of
Oh,
recently?
no.
Oh no.
So he was responding to JX's video, responding to Sean, and Jay said, people who want to focus on plot, like people who immersion is broken by plot holes, they're not wrong for watching the movie that way. And do you want to know how Sheep responded?
Yes, they are.
Ow.
Yeah, that's literally how he responded. Just like, yes, they are wrong for caring about plot holes. I was like,
Dude,
Sheep.
They're watching.
See,
movies
they're
on-
doing what they accuse other people of doing.
Yeah.
Because the view is, we're the dude bros who say, you're wrong for liking this thing because it's actually bad. And they're like, oh, well, you can't say that because it's based on different people's preferences and stuff. And then you're like, well, my preference is to judge it this way. And they're like, no, you're wrong. So
Yeah.
that's why
Has anyone
that's why it's
here-
completely
has anyone-
disingenuous.
Has anyone here ever gone up to a person that liked a movie that is objectively bad? Have you ever gone up to them and saying you're wrong for liking this movie,
Revenge
or
of
did
the-
you say, you like this movie but it's bad?
Actually, Jack did that to me over The Hobbit, but that's a different
yeah,
discussion
because
for
Yeah,
a different
but
time.
here's the
You're
thing:
fucking
you like
wrong.
again, you like the Hobbit, and that's a sin.
Okay, the difference there being Jack and you are already friends, so you can kind of tell.
Yeah, it's a
When
Yeah.
he
yeah. We're
bit.
joking with that. I wouldn't actually
Yeah.
say anyone you're wrong for liking a movie.
How dare you?
Yeah,
I
no,
vote-
jokes aside, I can understand how you could enjoy The Hobbit. I just think it's awful.
I despise the Hobbit.
Mhm.
Watch Just Right's Hobbit series. It's like the only good videos he made.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
There was a time when a friend of mine, my favorite show of all time is the show Hunter x Hunter, which I praise every day. It's a great show. And a friend of mine told me that their brother just wanted to just watch the whole thing and then thought it was okay. And I have distanced myself from that friend because
XI said, like, XI claimed that the finale of Breaking Bad is bland.
What?
Yeah,
What?
XI Skeleton unironically said that the finale of Breaking Bad is bland.
I mean, I can understand having problems with the finale, but how is it bland?
I don't know. He just said he didn't elaborate. He was just like, "There's nothing to it." I was like, "What?"
What? Oh no!
I was like, "Kai, are you okay?"
I feel like he just finished watching a bunch of anime. So like all these flashy visuals, he's just like all he
Oh,
did
no,
was
no,
like
Kai
rig up
doesn't
all
watch
he did was like
anime.
rig up an automated 50 caliber. Like that's nothing.
XI doesn't watch anime.
God.
Like this was
This is
the
what
only
it
TV
reminds me
show
of.
he was like watching in a while. In fact, I think the last show he watched till the end was Game of Thrones.
I have seen. How many animes have I seen? 3.
How many animes have I seen?
I think I've seen 3. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's the threshold for becoming a weeb. I've
Oh,
heard it's 5. I've heard it's 10.
I don't think it's 5.
Well, I think the threshold is different for each person. I think you become a weeb, such as myself, when you are are openly waiting for the next anime season. I think that's the point.
Yeah, it's not the number of animes consumed; it is the level of enthusiasm for said anime.
Can we quote
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
No.
Sure.
I want that
Quote
on
that.
like a wordy leftist type meme where it's just like you're a weeb when you're enthusiastic about being a weeb or
You're
something
a
really
weeb.
dumb like that.
You're
Something that
weeb
just
when
doesn't
you're
make
a
any
weeb.
sense. Yeah.
You're a weeb, Harry.
What it reminds me of the whole "When does life begin? When does weebhood begin?"
Where's oh god, I was no, I'm not gonna say that. No, I'm not ashamed. Never
No,
mind.
say it.
Well, I was gonna say where's the weeb vagina threshold where you go from being not a weeb to a weeb.
Oh,
I mean,
Sure.
the moment you get pussy, you're no longer a weeb.
Oh, so you're
I
a
don't think
weeb.
anyone saw it yet. But what I posted is my response to Kai's response on the ending of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Kai, Are you in chat? No, he's not.
Although, unironically, we should do another one of these where we go through Just Right's Hobbit videos, because they are not as good as you think they are, and they will not hold up.
No, we need to have another PAFE episode where I sit you down and give you electroshock
About-
therapy
yeah.
until you renounce your liking of the Hobbit.
I like the Hobbit.
We just like Hobbit intervention stream.
Not into the
Just-
stream.
Just every time you say you like the Hobbit, just the voltage goes up a little bit.
I bet you someone is like unironically gonna take that seriously.
They're
Really?
like, oh my god, this fucking ANCAP Crusader guy wants to electrocute people that disagrees with him. Ree!
Chad meme, yes.
And then you'll say, no, I don't want to electrocute them. I just
No,
want
no.
to shock them till they agree.
No, the only proper way to respond to that is Chad meme, yes.
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 You just want to electroshock everyone that disagrees with you.
The only proper response to that
Yes.
is Deus Volt.
Dave's fault.
Anyway, let's continue.
Anyways.
Then I am deeply sorry because you have been misled. I'm usually not this hostile in my videos, but this whole debate
Sure
on
hope not.
objectivity within the Star Wars community, and really the whole film community, has plagued film criticism. Art is subjective.
I'm sorry. I was just listening to the music. I don't know what he said.
Oh, he.
Dude, I
he
almost,
said-
I,
That's
I
proven.
almost- I wanted to pause it and say I hate this fucking music he has. I hate it when
Yeah.
people have this like this stock royalty-free music in the
Yeah,
background
it's
of their
awful.
video. I don't like it.
Anyway,
My problem isn't even with the music. My problem is
response
with
to
the whole
the-
you've been misled.
No, I was just
Yeah.
saying I was grooving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been misled. It's also like you have no thoughts of your own. You haven't come
I
to your
know
own
you.
conclusions. You don't, have a synthesis of different beliefs that you correspond with different people or disagree with them. It's like, so you have a shelf of books, right? And you have a book there that someone walks in and doesn't like that book, and they're like, "Oh my God, you have that book! Like, how could you have that book?" It's like I can't read the book, and it's like. You read the book and instantly you become the exact same person who wrote the book with the exact same opinions. It's like I have books
So
on my shelves
solid.
where
No,
I agree with
um,
some things and disagree with other things, and
do you want to know what it reminds me of? It reminds me where like when socialists think anyone who disagrees with them is just brainwashed.
Right. Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. These people, they're the neo-Catholics, right? So they have their doctrine, and you're not allowed to disagree with them. And even just like the thing he said just now, like you've been misled. He's like, oh yes, the forked-tongued deceiver has alighted upon your bedstead and whispered foul nothings into your ear. Like
I would
no.
say preferred Catholicism, but yes, I agree with that. It's a centralized church type of thing, and the rituals do kind of mirror that in a strange way.
It's just like, oh, it's plagued art criticism. No, it's just people disagree with you and you don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference
And
is that the
before
values are
anyone-
completely inverted. Like there is
Before anyone
no
says this is
mercy
anti-Christian,
in
two
social
listener
justice.
questions.
Yeah, and it's like, fucking. And these people will be like, oh, all these people, they're ruining art criticism. Oh, so do you want to have a conversation about it? No,
No.
Yeah.
no,
like,
convert or die, heretic.
I've had so many people just refuse to have
Well,
discussions on
maybe
the basis of, like,
maybe this guy will have a conversation. Like, maybe his video is about having a conversation. Let's find out.
Okay, so I would say let's rewind and go through that again. But art is subjective. Sure.
Art is subjective,
I mean,
Murray.
In what way is it subjective? Because that's a very vague statement. There's not much to it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. You can analyze things from objective standpoints and from subjective viewpoints. So
Well, and so I'd also like to talk about this for a second. Is even if they're right, and everything regarding art is subjective, you need artificially imposed standards of what is objectively good or objectively bad to have quality art. So I don't know if I've seen this video, right? And I think it was from Prager University, and it was basically talking about this. So they were doing street art effectively, and so they had like 4 different people. So they had like a professional abstract artist, they had a child, and they had 2 normal people making their like weird abstract art stuff. It looks like you've just shit colors out on a canvas basically. And then they went out
Drum, does that sound
and
a
they
bit better? Drum just said
what?
a bit. Drum, not drum. Sorry, Fry said in chat that I'm a bit quiet, so I just turned up my mic gain.
Okay. All right, carry on.
And so they went out on the street, right, with their shitty art, and they were trying to sell it. And none of the people who walked by would say that any of the different art pieces were any better or worse. They couldn't tell the difference, right? And so basically, what these people want to do, right, what they want to create by their whole, art is subjective and anything can be beautiful, is they don't want there to be anything that's better than anything else, right? They don't want anything to be greater.
I would say that's not true. They want to impose their own standards.
Yeah.
They want to eliminate the old standards so they can impose their new standards. And the thing about the new standards is I know that 1984 is used a lot, so just permit me for a second, and then we don't have to spend any time on it. But it's not that 2 + 2 = 5. It's that 2 + 2 equals whatever the party says it equals. So those standards, they're part of the problem with our standards is we value the consistency in writing, and we can go back and talk about that some more because maybe there's some different things like Prometheus we can talk about, but their standards don't have to be consistent. Their standards not Prometheus, the lighthouse, the thing we were discussing earlier.
Okay, the lighthouse.
Just referencing, but their standards just have to be, what is good according to the party. So The Last Jedi is good, right? And something like Joker was overrated. You remember that?
Yeah.
Hillbilly Elegy is trash. Don't even bother watching it. All that stuff. So they do have their new standards, quote unquote.
Okay.
So I would say, yeah, it's not that the goal is the dissolution of standards. It's that the method is the dissolution of standards, thereby imposing their will.
My whole thing is just that I think it's just the participation reward, that sort of system. Everyone gets a gold medal.
Right, and that dissolutes that's not the word I was looking for, but
devalues.
That makes it devalues the good art.
Well, let's continue.
I mean, that's the Incredibles thing, right?
Yeah. If everyone's super, no one is.
I just.
Do you guys want to continue with the video?
Yeah, sure. I mean, unless anyone has any other comments.
No, I do, but I don't want to rant more. So
videos, but this whole debate on objectivity within the Star Wars community, and
also I fucking hate his fucking PowerPoint level transitions. Right now.
Okay, well, okay.
I had to throw that in there. The fucking the word art text on the screen that then slides away in the stock. God.
That's like my level of video editing, by the way. So
that's like
I agree, it's not good.
That's like the stereotype, like video essay types thing.
Yeah, I do have another comment though. He says the debate about objectivity in the Star Wars community. So this is me speaking directly to creators on, I suppose, the other side of this argument, right? On his side of the argument. The issue is that he's not presenting the argument. He's saying there is an argument. Well, okay. Then let me just speak to you and say, if you're trying to make the strongest point possible, don't straw man or ignore other arguments. You present them as they are. Understand the arguments. And that will strengthen your argument, but more importantly, it will strengthen your presentation. That's how you're not. That's how you avoid being, a partisan. You have to present these sides of the argument. You have to say.
I need to take a fucking video editing class to improve his presentation.
Yes.
My God.
Yes, but what he ought to do, I strongly believe, is that if he has any interest in being, I'm trying to choose my words a bit more carefully, but yeah, I would integrity. I would say it has to do with integrity. If he's going to say the argument about objectivity in the Star Wars community, well, present the opposing arguments. He's not doing so. He's glossing over it because he's implying what he believes without taking a look at these different sides. I guarantee you, he just doesn't know what our arguments are.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's just making an assumption. Like it's
Oh
in
God,
fact,
not the comic again.
oh, did fucking Theory post it again? Oh no, Jack Ben
No,
did.
Jack did. Hypocrite.
Jack. Oh man, for fuck's sake.
All right, we should continue.
Really, the whole community has plagued film criticism. Art is subjective, and I believe from the bottom of my heart that the notion that films can be objectively good or bad is dangerous. Also,
Dangerous.
Yes.
Sorry, the fucking moralistic language of this guy. I believe from the bottom of my heart that objective analysis is dangerous. Oh my god. He sounds like the people's like, we're literally gonna have Nazis marching down the streets. Like, no, we're not. Calm the fuck down.
I agree with everything you're saying, but more importantly, he's not defining any of his terms, right? He didn't present the arguments. He just said there was an argument. He hasn't presented. If maybe he has a misunderstanding of what objectivity means, maybe he's or maybe he has the correct understanding, but he hasn't presented that yet. I mean, maybe he will do so, but it would seem appropriate to do so before making these overtures.
He doesn't.
It's so he's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have the Aryan race of film criticism is gonna take over the movie industry. Like, what is going on about?
I mean, I think his argument is that like it limits. It's like, oh, it limits the discussion, and he's not gonna qualify why.
It limits the discussion. Oh, so you want to talk about it? No.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know,
I mean, it's an obvious point, but it bears repeating. Is that the discussion between people? Hey, I liked that. Why? Because it made me feel good. How about you? I didn't like it so much. Why? Because like personal experience I had. Oh, do you want to talk about it? Not really. Okay. Have a good day.
Discussion over.
What's
discussion
the
over.
Theory? What's the video you showed me? The film criticism when all art is subjective.
Oh, by capital O opinions.
Yeah.
It was I saw this new movie. Oh, I saw that movie too. What'd you think about it? I really liked it. What'd you think about it? I really disliked it. I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
Discussion over.
Your opinion is equally as brave and beautiful as my opinion.
Anyway, let's hear what this. I've already seen this video and I'm just anticipating the fucking shit he says.
Yeah, I'd say just
objective
keep
has
going.
been forever ruined. Analyzing films objectively does not mean you are analyzing it on a factual basis. It means
No, that is actually what it means.
Yeah, that's just what it means.
Yeah.
What?
Like
so sorry. So does he propose that we talk about subjective facts?
Alternative facts, one might say.
Alternative facts.
Like,
I think when I argue that The Last Jedi doesn't, like, the characters are making really bad decisions, and then I give reasons why, I think I'm supporting it with facts based on the knowledge they have in the story.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
an analysis based on fact. So yes, I would say.
And you know, it's a really common thing. It's like, oh, you only care about the facts, and and what about the feelings, the subjective stuff? You hear that all the time, but he's
it made me feel stuff, but listen, when you're talking
but he's making the opposite opinion. He's saying, oh, you think this is all You're not looking at the facts. It's like, okay, what?
I mean,
What
my
am I
whole thing
looking
with that
at?
is like,
What am I looking at?
my response to that is like, no, I do have feelings towards the film. I just don't want to talk about those at the moment. Like, they're two separate discussions.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's also like, typically the way that you feel about a movie is informed by the things that actually happened within that movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Rational people have their view of the world informed by the world as it is, which involves fact, which involves talking about the things that actually happened in the movie. You can't objectively analyze something without including facts. You just can't do that. That's not how that works. Objectivity requires it to be measured, that it be able to be reproduced, that you can point to a specific thing and have it be there.
Oh, also, you can make an incorrect factual statement. There are such things as incorrect facts
Yeah, like
or
factually
alternative
wrong.
facts. Yes, factually wrong. So if you make a factual statement, it's not. I feel like I prefer. Statements of opinion can be statements of fact, and then if those are wrong, then your factual opinion is wrong. But your preferential opinion can't be wrong. So that's a whole different matter.
Fries in chat. Is he just gonna go pull out? Will someone think of the children next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you really
Think
is.
of the children.
If we let people open carry these objective arguments around,
Open carry.
what's from stopping another one of these shootings again?
Look, they have
Another
to
one of these
conceal their
debunkings
opinions,
again.
all right?
Bruh.
Yeah, concealed carry your opinions.
Ohio's a concealed opinion state.
Yeah, yes.
We're in
Schools
a
should be
no-
opinion-free
we're in a no-
zones, I think.
Opinion through freeze.
I know opinion zones.
Oh,
Oh, can I ask you something before we continue?
Sure.
Just as a side thing, I don't think we need to spend too much time on this, but off the top of your head, would you say that The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker is objectively a worse film?
I'd say the
I
Rise of
think
Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker is worse.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say there's some discussion we could talk about. I think that Rise of Skywalker is probably worse on an objective level of analysis, but Last Jedi is more offensive. So there is
Yeah.
something subjective we can talk about
Yeah.
there.
Well,
There's
the
an
issue
element of
is-
the character
is,
assassination of Luke that cuts deeper.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with offense in itself is an inherently subjective standard because it's based on emotional
And-
reaction.
Well, hold on. And the thing is, the people who make these sorts of arguments seem to think that analyzing things objectively precludes you from also analyzing things subjectively,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm making a subjective argument about the character assassination of Luke. There are objective elements to that argument, but there's something beyond that I think is worth discussing in the case of Luke's character assassination. And that's a discussion that I'm willing to have, and that's a subjective discussion. And again, it's overlooking that you can have multi-factor analysis, right?
Mhm. Yeah, as long as you clearly divide don't mix it, clearly divide it, but you can have a bit of both. Be like, Luke was basically character assassinated. He has total inconsistency. This really fucking annoys me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, for example.
Mm-hmm. Again, a multi-factor analysis versus single-factor analysis. I think you'll see a lot of critique of communism over single-factor analysis of making everything about money and economics. When there are other considerations to be had, there are moral considerations, there are interpersonal considerations, there are all these different things.
I love the way you say that. Communism.
Communism.
Yes, well, I guess that's just... I'm a Midwestern boy, what can I say? I'm a Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro.
Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro.
Hey everybody,
You
welcome to the
analyze-
Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro podcast.
I'm fine with renaming ourselves that.
Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro. I might just change the title to that as a meme.
Okay, folks, have you heard about?
No, just put it as a special part in it featuring a Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro.
Okay, folks, have you heard about Birch Gold Group? They can help you save by consolidating your savings into precious metals. If you sign up now, you could be entered to win a free Beskar bar.
Okay, I just changed the title of the stream. Let me know if I have any typos.
That's great.
All right, let's
It on a
continue with
full
the
basis. It means you are removing bias when stating your opinion on a film.
Yes.
That sounds like an oxymoron.
No,
I mean-
that's like that's
I mean,
really
actually-
a Chad meme. You're removing your bias when talking about a film.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. Yeah, guess
I
that's
would.
the case.
Well, if I was going to stipulate that it's setting
I
aside
guess you
your
could have a
bias or
factually-
viewing without bias. It's not like excising your bias, like cutting it out of your heart
Yeah.
and like
I
selling
would
it on the black
say,
market so you never see it again.
I would probably say it's a case of because you can have opinions based off of factual references, but
Yes.
but I don't know what this guy's position would be on the whole concept of an objective opinion.
It's hard to know because he's framed things so loosely.
Yeah.
I
Or if he even
just love that
thinks objective
statement.
opinion
Like,
exists.
objective analysis is bad because you remove your bias to analyze something. Like,
Well,
what?
let's see if he clarifies
he,
that.
I don't think he's not saying it's bad here.
This is his
For
attempt at a
example,
definition.
I like The
I
Last
think.
Jedi more than A New Hope. I like it more because I like what it has to say more, and it just means a lot more to me.
Okay, there's nothing
like
wrong with
what-
that. There's nothing wrong with
like
liking
what
it more.
More.
There's something wrong with it, but that's a different matter.
I mean, it's like the same thing as you liking The Hobbit.
Sure.
I just what? What does this guy think? Like, I like it because I like what it has to say more.
I mean,
So you like every single male character getting completely cucked, do you? You like abandoning all hope in the galaxy. You like
With the
having
best
torn
eye.
down the old, do you?
I mean, I think he's going to talk about like the greatest teacher failure is fucking
fuck off.
mean, even though that the message itself is really poor. I mean, you can like agree with the message and like the idea of the message, but it's still, from an objective
I
standpoint,
too
it's
write my films around with a message I got in a fortune cookie 2 years ago at a takeout restaurant. Ryan Johnson opens a fortune cookie. He's like, huh,
I mean,
I
here's
could
the
make a
thing with
movie
it.
out of this.
With a theme like that, like a theme like that, it's fine. It's it's a good theme. The issue is it's really poorly executed. Like really poorly
that's true.
executed.
If you want that, go like watch Spider-Man 2 or something. An actually good movie.
Oh,
Southpaw.
yeah. Watch Southpaw's video.
I don't give a
shooting
fuck
daggers at you.
about this.
So, just quickly, is there an example of Rey failing ever?
No.
She
Be a
failed
good
to.
character.
She failed to seduce Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah.
No, I think she succeeded with that.
Well, yeah, because he's like less. He's not what he was. He's just
Yeah.
something different. What the fuck? I don't know. But then he was redeemed.
She definitely seduced him.
He was definitely
Just-
redeemed
just-
in Rise of
Kylo Ren.
Skywalker.
Kylo Ren is the ultimate simp. He gives up the dark side and kills his master over a girl that he gets to kiss a single time.
He has to die in order to get the kiss.
For a crumb.
Yeah,
No
he-
idea,
he,
just
like,
a
a
crumb
single
of pussy.
all those simps that donate thousands of dollars to like Pokimane or whatever. He donated his life to get a single kiss.
What's that? Have you seen the fucking headline where it's like, I saw this in a meme. It was like, a Twitch thought had like one of her supporters buy her a $6,000 hot tub, and it just underneath it's just an image of Mace Windu saying, "A simp lord." Oh fuck! Everyone saw it.
No, I haven't seen that, but that sounds funny.
I was
I've not seen
really
that.
awkward because everyone was silent. I was like, oh no.
Even though, wow, bro, you got the whole
So-
squad laughing.
So yeah, the messages of Last Jedi, or what it has to say, what Last Jedi has to say, the greatest teacher failure is let the past die, kill it if you have to,
Mhm.
and capitalism is bad, right?
Oh yeah.
So those are the ones.
Also,
That's
Great messages.
also sexual abuse is okay as long as it's on a minority woman against a minority man.
Well, it's sexual.
Oh yeah, that too. That did happen. Whereas A New Hope, I'd say there are many more things going on with a lot greater nuance. It is the sort of epitome of the monomyth tradition.
Yeah, the call to
It is
adventure.
it's this sort of modern quintessential hero's journey. At least the first stage
I mean,
of that.
didn't it reintroduce the hero's journey to popular culture?
Yes.
No, I would not say it reintroduced it, because especially because the Lord of the Rings also follows
true.
it pretty well.
Yeah,
The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings is a subversive take on the hero's journey.
Well, no, it's not.
Yes, it
But
is. You're
follows a
going
lot
on a
of-
quest to lose something instead of to gain something.
But at the same time, it is also following a lot of the.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still.
But also at the
Yes.
same time, the Lord of the Rings books came out in the 30s. I'm pretty
Frodo
sure.
still has. the
Yes,
call to
there's
adventure.
3 to 4 decades between Lord of the Rings books and the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So
Also, Lord of the Rings was an obscure fantasy novel from England for about 60 years
Yeah.
before anyone actually knew it existed.
Yeah, well, it was the
I
movies that...
would agree that Star Wars reintroduced the hero's journey to popular culture. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
To me
And now
personally.
it's been
So when I
diluted
s-
so much. So you know.
Say I like The Last Jedi more than A New Hope, this is me being subjective because I have personal biases in favor
Yes.
of The Last
Yeah.
Jedi.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if I say objectively, A New Hope is a better film than The Last Jedi, I am
You'd be
not
right.
saying that it is a fact that A New Hope is a better film. What I
What? Sorry,
Uh,
back up. Hold up.
Hold up.
What you're saying is based on my criteria, it is a fact that it is a better film.
He was so close, right? He was so close. What he needed to say was what he needed to say was A New Hope might be objectively a better film than The Last Jedi, but that does not make it more enjoyable. That's what he needed to say. It's like he's conflating enjoyability with whether or not it's good.
I think
Yeah,
that is,
so
that
I
is
think
the
that I
case.
think it's he's saying it doesn't make it a fact, but it is a factual opinion.
Because I
It
should
is
know.
a factual opinion, and therefore can be either correct or incorrect, depending on if your facts,
Yeah,
are
because
match reality.
I should give you a disclaimer. This guy's position is that you can't be. He believes that film criticism is inherently subjective. You can't be. He doesn't believe you can be objective at all with criticism.
Oh no.
Well, that is confusing, but what I'm saying is that the first set of where he was putting Last Jedi first and A New Hope second, that was a preferential opinion. The second set is a factual opinion. So it's not necessarily a fact, but it does have a factual basis and therefore can be proven correct or incorrect.
An objective opinion, one might say.
Well, it's just like
Yes, actually.
This is exactly what I was talking about before. He's like, again, it's as soon as you try to apply that label to it that he draws the problem, right? So he's like, from an objective analysis standpoint, A New Hope might be better, but that doesn't mean that it's better. It's like what? Sorry, you just what? You were so close. You were so close.
I mean, what does he think factual means?
What he could have said is, from an objective analysis standpoint, New Hope is better, but someone else could do an objective analysis and find that Last Jedi is better.
That would be
Which
difficult.
doesn't
That would
mean
be extraordinarily
anything.
difficult.
That
I
does,
know,
it
but
just
you-
means
but you
one's
couldn't
correct
make
and
that
one's
argument.
wrong.
Also, okay. So you asked what he thinks a fact is. I think the common misunderstanding is that fact is the opposite of opinion.
Yeah,
I don't
people
believe
think
that this is the case.
There is
I don't
no...
believe this is the case.
Well, it's literally
think-
not. The opposite of fact is fiction. And there is no opposite to
Yeah.
opinion.
So that's why I say opinions can be either preferential or factual.
Mhm.
Again, a fact is just something that can be quantifiably proven to be true.
As in a statement of fact, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as in, like, no matter who looks at a fact, the fact does not change.
Like,
Right.
pineapple doesn't...
See,
Like, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
like, so you point at, so like you point
This
at a
whole,
rock.
this whole stream is just like Chad meme, yes.
Yes.
So
the
like
entire
you, so
thing.
you point at a rock on the ground, right? And you say, there is a rock on the ground right there. And no matter what angle anyone else is standing at, you could have 5 people standing around that rock is still on the ground. Now, you could have 5 people standing on a rock and point at the rock and say, that rock is ugly. And 3 of them might agree, and 2 of them might really like the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then
Those are
you're
two
getting into
different things.
aesthetics, and that's
Right, but
complicated.
that's objective versus subjective. There is a rock on the ground there versus that rock is ugly.
I mean, it depends if you're applying a standard when it comes to what is beautiful and what is ugly. For instance, you could say, this woman is beautiful because she is healthy.
I would say that beauty is a subjective measurement.
Well, you
So
can,
you can say that
apply
woman-
standards
that woman
to...
is more-
Like
so you can say that woman is more healthy than this other woman because she's,
Well, I would say it's like, when, like, I would use it as an example, like, when I say a film is objectively bad, what I really mean is this film is objectively poorly constructed. So, like, when I say, this woman is beautiful, I can say, like, what I really mean is, it's just a shorthand of saying, by the standards of beauty that equate to, health and, that sort of thing, this woman is beautiful by those standards.
Again, I disagree. I think that beauty is subjective. Like, just look at, okay, so you can see sort of like between different cultures, right?
Yeah.
So what is it like?
Oh no. I do agree. I'm saying like there are specific standards you can apply for it, but I don't think you can quantify those standards as objective. You can be objective to a standard, and there are also
Or
objective
you can have
standards.
a multi-factor analysis in which there are objective considerations and then subjective considerations as well. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean that's really ultimately what everything comes down to. Everything is.
Yes.
No one analyzes anything from just one viewpoint. Or if you do, then you're doing it wrong. In my opinion.
That's the problem with viewing things through lenses. How they teach you to do things in school now. What you're supposed to do is take a holistic approach. Because what you're doing by putting on a lens is you're shutting out every other input, and you're just taking one angle in isolation, and you're trying to draw conclusions based on that. And that is, by definition, ignorance. That's willful ignorance, too.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Lenses don't change
It's
what's
very
actually
pitiable.
in the film. Lenses just affect your enjoyment.
Right, and that's sort of the problem with this guy is like none of us would say you shouldn't talk about your feelings about a movie, but but his whole thing is objectivity bad. Objectivity is Satan. You must resist his call when he alights upon your bedstead. You must tell him to be gone. Make the sign
It's
of the
funny.
cross to banish objectivity.
It's funny. What he's saying is Satan looks a lot like, the not Satan to me. Looks a lot like, God. So that's
Satan looks like
interesting to
Satan.
me.
Looks like not Satan.
Yes. It looks like Midwestern Kyle Ben Shapiro to me.
Midwestern
Might
Carl Ben
you call
Shapiro.
it, might you call it the anti-Satan?
The anti-Satan.
It's
Yes.
well,
That's how
moving
you can get out of copyright infringement on a movie about Revelations. You can have the Antichrist versus the anti-Satan.
The Antichrist was...
Absolutely subverted.
Really.
I am saying is that I remove those biases that make me like The Last Jedi more I think A New Hope is a better made and a better constructed film. I am still giving a opinion, not a fact.
I mean, it's a factually based opinion.
Yes, that's where he's going wrong. He thinks that facts and opinions are opposite things when they're just different ways of looking at the world.
Mr. Goldman, if you watch this, if your position is you can have a factually based opinion, then, I guess we're wrong on that, but you're giving that implication. I should just disclose this. You're giving that implication to us.
This is where we run into the wall. This is where we run into the wall whenever we talk about this kind of thing. Like I said, I can point out all the ways that A New Hope is objectively better constructed than The Last Jedi. And I then draw the conclusion, A New Hope is better than The Last Jedi. And all these people are going to go, well, hold on, because you value these things at a different rate than someone else does. And someone might value the flaws of The Last Jedi as being so low and someone might value the pluses of A New Hope as being so low that actually in the final the final calculation that The Last Jedi comes out above.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and that's worth revisiting. But I think just the pressing issue here is that he misunderstands what facts and opinions are essentially. Again, he thinks that they are opposing forces and there is no overlap, whereas I would say they're just different ways of looking at the world. So that's it. I don't even begin to comprehend how you could coherently argue that you cannot have a factually based opinion. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely absurd. But
because your opinion is based on fact, regardless of how you frame it. It's always
once again. So if
some kind of truth.
If you walk outside, the grass is green. That's a fact. I think the grass is green. That is a factual opinion. I think the grass is pretty today. That is a preferential opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No, saying the grass is green is not a factual opinion. It's just a fact.
Yeah, well, it's also I hold the position that...
Yes, it's also your opinion. It's both.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah,
it's like saying 2 + 2 is 4.
Again, I'll use an example. The Earth is round. That's a fact. It's also my opinion that the Earth is round.
Yeah, so an opinion is a belief. So if you believe that 2 + 2 is 4, that is a factually based opinion that you have. It's also a fact. Yeah, opinion just means belief. Fact, and then a statement of fact, like you said, is just representing reality.
Yeah, opinion is defined as like a viewpoint or judgment, not necessarily based on.
So I think that's the first hang-up. That's the first hang-up, and the second hang-up is what you're talking about the value, the different judgments, how you value things differently, which is that's the second hang-up.
Let's continue the video now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So my one call to action with this video is that we start using the term objective correctly again. Now, instead of just preaching how
make objective great again.
Make objectivity great again.
Oh no, don't worry, we're making objectivity very great.
Okay, I want to hear where he's going with this.
Yeah.
Again, I just love... He's so, like, he really wants you to care, doesn't he? He's like, from the bottom of my heart, this is dangerous. This is my call to action. He really did, like, oh, God.
Well, speech is violence, right? Speech is violence. So
but also silence is violence.
Yes, but when you're speaking and you are contradicting him, that is aggressing against him. That is a microaggression, and therefore you are inflicting harm on him. And we can't do that. We can't inflict harm on each other as a functioning society. So we have to excise that harm being done. So there has to be retribution against the person doing the harm. So that's the thought process here.
I mean, I wouldn't want to assume like any negative intentions, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Even though I've seen this video already.
The benefit of the doubt is that he believes in redemption. Then, like, you committed this, you aggressed against me, but it's not too late. You can still renounce objectivity.
Because the issue is he left no room for consideration he basically does not believe he can be wrong, which is a dangerous position to hold when you're going into any type of discussion.
Well, it's exactly what he's accusing other people of doing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, again, I wouldn't say dangerous, just stupid. Like, it's just dumb.
I think you could actually make an argument for dangerous. But yeah, that's
I mean,
that's
if-
not.
Well, I would say like
Analyzing movies,
dangerous
then
to
no.
yourself. I wouldn't say it's like externally dangerous. Like it's not going to cause harm to others.
It's dangerous.
But it's
It's dangerous
to
to
yourself.
ignore reality.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to contradict reality. Yes,
Yes.
but we don't have to spend too much time on that.
Yeah.
Objectively good or bad, I will give my reasons why I believe this.
Wait, hold on a second. Did he just do the thing where he misspoke and then he put in a thing to correct
Yeah.
himself?
Just re-record the line, mate.
Move on.
When you're doing
I
something
know- I
like
know
this,
what
you can literally record one line at a time.
This guy really does need to take a video editing class, because holy shit.
Yeah, I kind of annoyed me when people do that. Like, just re-record
I
the line.
It's so sad because some people that I like do it too. Like ER does it occasionally. I'm just like, no, you're better than that. Don't do that.
Maybe to steal man that, maybe you're going for the raw, take with all the, being in the moment and all that. But if you're
No.
doing that, then you can just say, oh, sorry, I meant, can be. But
No, just do a second take. Don't be lazy.
yeah.
But I feel like that probably is really what this guy's going for. It's like, ooh, that sounded really emotional. That sounded good. I should keep that take.
hmm
Ugh.
For one, if you want to factually compare two things, there has to be some sort of standard or unit that is being compared. For example, if I say Kylo Ren is taller than Rey, I can factually prove this by taking their heights in inches and comparing the two. If I were to say that Rey's lightsaber is more blue than Kylo Ren's, I can factually prove this because I can take the RGB scale of both colors.
You can also just look at it. You don't need the RGB scale, you can just look at it.
You can just.
You have eyes.
This is what he's going into, and this is sort of what I was talking about before. Is there's no technical way to quantify it as yet, right? So you could say, if I say the Rise of Skywalker's story is more broken than The Last Jedi's, I can point out that there's more examples, and he goes, aha, but those examples don't have units attached to them, right? Those examples do not have any quantifiable value, so we cannot perform the arithmetic to decide which one actually is more or less broken.
Also,
I feel like we're going for here.
also,
But that's kind of stupid, right? Because that's just an argument for, okay, so we should set up a scale so we can analyze these
yeah,
things,
specific.
right?
Like he's arguing that if you don't have like a specific number scale, that it's
because,
not
like,
objective, which you don't need to be objective.
I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this, but we do have traditions of criticism. We do have the Western tradition of critique.
Well, it's
And
like,
and we all tend to weight things similarly. Like if you ask people, we can tell the difference between a nitpick and a genuine, issue with the plot. We have a sense of these things that is both inherent and a part of the tradition. Again, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, and I can't say 100% that it's not just something that we've built up as a subjective standard. But
well, again, this is just an argument for establishing a scale so that we can analyze it. So, how many thousands of years of human civilization do we have without the RGB color scale? And so, the one dude in the Pacific Isles holds up a palm leaf and a piece of palm bark, and he says, "Aha, which one of these is more green?" And then everyone would point to the leaf, and he goes, "Aha!" But we don't have a scale by which to analyze these, so you can't prove that this leaf is
That's
more
a
green.
great way to put
what
it.
you do is you find the most green thing that you can.
Yeah,
the most perfect green,
Also-
and then you base things off of that. So that's just because there isn't a perfect standard doesn't mean that we can't strive towards that standard.
Also, can I nitpick this for a sec? Those aren't the correct RGB scales for the lightsaber colors.
Really?
Are they not?
Oh
No,
my
I
goodness.
don't think. Well, I know it's the case for Braze because I know the RGB scale for blue. The RGB scale for like that type of for blue is like a full on like dark blue.
Wow.
Yeah, so those aren't even
They
the.
really are a
It's
version.
embarrassing.
Well,
That is incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah, you know, come on, man, just get the actual RGB scales.
Hmm.
I'm gonna laugh my ass
In-
off if you're wrong about this, Borgy.
I don't. Well, I know it might be the case for red, like a portion of the red, but I know it's not the case for the blue.
Braze is more blue. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, the RGB scale is one way you can determine the color of something.
Really?
If I
Yeah,
were to say
Huh.
No,
can
that's not how that's not how we determine the color of something. That's how we quantify what a color is, and then there's
Yeah.
gradients of that.
yeah. The way you determine
you
a
don't-
color is
you
by
don't-
looking at it.
Right? You don't look. No one looks at the lightsaber and goes, "Aha, that's RGB 00255."
Yeah. We have
No one does
Wikipedia scholar here. Like, come on, man. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, you don't need the RGB scale to quantify color. You just need the ability to observe color.
Hey, you dumb rubes don't know what this is, so I'll just read off from the wiki.
Push his glasses up. Actually,
Yeah. I'm gonna debunk this.
Deep.
Gonna debunk objective criticism.
say that LeBron James is a better scorer than Zion Williamson this season, I can
These are
compare the
basketball
scoring
players.
averages
You
of
don't
both
say.
players and confirm that
LeBron James. I don't know who.
Also, I'm pretty
He's a
sure the
famous
jerseys.
football player.
Pretty sure the jerseys kind of give it away.
also, but like,
LeBron James is a famous golfer. I don't know. I don't know where he's going with.
even just
He's
this
put on
example,
screen.
this example that he's put up,
LeBron
I
James is
don't
my favorite
think-
actor.
that's not. That's, even the example he's using right now. This is not entirely objective, right? Because just analyzing it from the perspective of how many points they score per game does not mean that one's a better scorer or not, because that doesn't take into account how many shots were taken by each man or from what position.
Yeah, it's true.
So that even this is not an objective analysis.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You
not a
could say-
complete
there-
objective
There are still
analysis.
holes in it.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
if he wanted to say, LeBron James scores more points than whoever the fuck this other guy was, I forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
Then this would be purely objective, because you look, okay, how many points
I mean-
did LeBron score? How many points did the other guy
Yeah.
score?
I mean, it depends on
Then
how
you-
you
then that would be
define what attempt at what do you define as, I guess, a scorer as? Like, he probably just means which one has scored more, but I get your point. He's probably just using like the incorrect language.
Well, again,
Man, LeBron looks so odd without the CCP army hat there.
he has infinite time to edit this video, and he can't even even his own example isn't correct.
Yeah, right.
Let's keep going.
I think he's
Go
way
on.
too.
that LeBron
This is the comprehensive video to send to your friends to debunk objectivity. Don't worry.
is the better scorer. Now, if someone tells you that a movie is objectively better than another movie, I think the appropriate response would be by what standard?
By what standard, you guys?
Writing
Multi-level
characters.
analysis.
I already know what he's going to say, and I am already annoyed. Because, again, it's going to be like, oh, well, the story is more cohesive. There are fewer plot holes. The characters are consistent. And he's going to go, up. But we don't have a scale to measure that by, do we?
Yes, we do.
We don't have the fucking SW Star Wars rating scale to judge things by. So you cannot objectively analyze this, can you?
Yes,
I mean-
yes, you can though.
I mean,
You
for millennia,
you
we
can-
didn't have a proper scale to measure pain. Yet if I pricked you on the hand, and if I smashed your kneecap in, and I
Yeah.
said which one hurt more,
Again, yes, we have
was a
powers
girl,
of
but there wasn't a
observation,
shape.
and we have a critical tradition as well. But furthermore, you can also say how close something is to the perfect good of a movie, the ideal of a movie, right? Versus which has the most flaws, which is the most flawed. One.
Theo, I love the idea of like Socrates back in Athens, just walking around like, oh, I will pinch your hand. How much did that hurt? I will stab your hand. How much did that hurt? Well, how do you know it hurt that much?
That's subjective. How dare you?
How can you tell? Can you truly trust your senses?
I mean,
Do you not know that there's no scale for pain?
You
Has
have
he
to
ever
use
been
the
to
RPG Ruth Bader Ginsburg skill.
Has
to
he ever been
measure
to a
the-
doctor's office? When they ask you to rate your pain, they're just like, yeah,
How do you rate your pain?
Yeah, rate your fucking pain. I was like, well, the exact amount of fucking stimuli coming out of my brain is X amount. Like, no, you said, it's a fucking 10.
I don't know, Doc. Hook me up to the machine. Analyze my fucking like delta waves.
And that's a good example
I
of
would
an
never say 10 because I know it can always get worse.
Yeah. What if you
That's
get
just
hit in the
that's
balls
just
by-
my inherent optimism thing, right?
What would you say is
You know
probably...
the difference between a Scottish optimist and a Scottish pessimist is Scottish pessimists things can't get any worse, and the Scottish optimist says, "Oh yes, they can."
This is the main reason why films are subjective. There is no standard or unit that you can compare to film.
Observation.
Yeah, observation and consistency.
Observation.
He
You
forgets that
have
concept.
logical faculties, and you have observation. You have 5 senses. Use them. I beg of you, please, dear God.
Again,
use them.
This is just an argument for establishing a scale so that we can analyze it, right?
Sort of, but I
Again,
don't even think you have to make the official scale. I mean, you do
he's the
have your
guy-
faculties of reason. You do have your senses.
He's the guy on the fucking Polynesian islands holding up the leaf and the bark and being like, aha, but we don't know because there's no such thing as a way to measure color.
Yeah,
It's just like, well, now we have one because we set one up.
yeah. Like, you can determine things just through
Oh yeah, that's a
observation.
good point too. All these skills are constructs
Yeah.
that we've created to represent reality.
It's just like he's doing the thing that all these people do is they're trying to win arguments by definition. It's like anyone can, like, most rational people would look at A New Hope and The Last Jedi and know that A New Hope is better, and then he's going, but we haven't defined a way to say that yet, so you can't say that. And
Well,
it's
then
like,
let's define a way to say it. And I think
yeah,
most
you're
of
just
us
being
have.
obtuse.
Like, we have, I'm pretty sure, to find a way. You look at the film, you look at its flaws, you look at its merits, you weigh up the film's merits and flaws, and you see you look at the flaws, see what effect they have, you look at the merits,
Yes,
see what effect they have, and then you can
In such a
come to a
case where
conclusion.
this is such a black and white case, right? Like, Last
gotta be
Jedi is an
rational.
F. Last Jedi is an F, and A New Hope is probably an A, maybe a B. But I would say an A.
I'd say A minus.
So yeah, it's around that range. So if you don't have a skill to measure things absolutely perfectly, right? If you don't know the highest good, if you can't get things just perfect, but you can get them close enough, you can still tell the difference using your powers of observation between an A and an F. It's like the difference between an assignment with a 98% and 96% and an assignment with 62%. Like there's a difference you can tell just by the level of the thing.
Using his logic, we haven't established a grading scale yet. So you hand in your math test with all the answers filled out properly, and I hand in my math test blank. And I go, well, actually, you don't know how well I did because there's no scale to grade it by.
Sort of. I more think it is the stark contrast because if there's there's still room for debate with everything, but there's more debate if there are two things on the same tier.
I get what you're saying, but like that's what this guy would do. Is like if there's no letter grades, he hands it in. Is like, well, actually, teacher, how do you know I didn't do as well?
Kind of, yeah.
That's what he's doing, and I'm still waiting. I cannot wait for him to tell me how objective analysis is dangerous.
Oh, spoilers, he never explains why it's dangerous, I think.
Fuck, really?
I could be
think
wrong,
we
but I
already
don't
know
think...
what he would say.
Also,
Well, it's the microaggression principle.
I
Right?
love the thumbnail that Josh set for the stream.
Yeah, that's great.
It's just disappointing, honestly.
films too, so you can say as a whole one film is better than another, other than your own emotional response to the film.
No.
Again, logical faculties and observational, your senses, your eyes, your ears, your nose.
It's just like it's like okay. So we've got A New Hope, and then we've got like a 30-second short made by a preschooler that's just like unintelligible colors and shapes going around. And he's like, well, sure, the unintelligible colors and shapes didn't have any plot or characters, but you're just talking about how that made you feel. You can't judge if that's better or worse than anything else.
Okay. I just how about this? Which is better, the roof of the Vatican, or of the Sistine Chapel, or Jackson Pollock painting?
Sistine Chapel, obviously.
Yes. Why? Because I looked at it, and it's much better. And who's going to disagree with that? I just.
It's because
I'm sorry. I know that's not the strongest argument. I know that's not the strongest argument. I do have better arguments, but
to make it stronger, if I may, I would say, okay, well, what makes it stronger? There's clearly more effort gone into it. It's a larger scale. The precision is much better. The color grading is much better. The imagery is much more unique, and it is a much more obvious. The imagery is much stronger than what the Jackson Pollock painting would be.
Yes, it's conveying something. It's conveying something more true and beautiful, and it's also like the scope of the project.
I wouldn't use the word beautiful in regards to like a painting. That's a very tismy thing.
Well, I'm saying the scope of the project that has been undertaken as well. Like the level of detail and the sheer volume of things going on, and then how those things have been executed well. That's something.
I mean, my whole thing when it comes to, because specifically we're talking about like a film or a story, like a story, like as a word, it's a noun. It means like I would say there's such a thing as a good, like it has a definition and there's a concept around what a story is.
Yes, film is much easier to judge than art. I probably should not have used that example. I was just trying to illustrate the distance between two points.
Film is an art form.
Yes.
I would say certain forms of art.
Narrative art is much easier to critique than visual art.
Yeah, because there's more to it. And also I think interactive art is easier
I'd say narrative art is easiest. Music is sort of in the middle. And then the visual arts.
What about interactive art, video games?
There's so much room for flaws there. There's so much room for error that just getting things right is a measure of things being good.
One thing I will address right now is, like, I think there's a pretty simple proof for the idea of one movie being objectively better. Think about it this way. If I took a film and we can all agree it has one special flaw, for this case I'll use a piece of artwork. Let's use David, the sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most famous flaws of the sculpture David is that the hands are too big. The hands are disproportionately large because he used too much clay. That's like a famous flaw with the statue. If we went back in time and we edited it just like this so that the hands were properly proportioned, that would be a objectively better statue because it would be missing one of its major flaws.
Yeah.
So now if we held those two together, you'd say which one's objectively better? Yeah, you'd say the new one because it's missing the core flaw. By that suggestion, you were showing that by improving on something that the other one failed to do, you were making something.
By improving on something, there is I agree with that.
Oh no, this guy literally believes that flaws are subjective. As a concept. Like what?
Did you say that verbatim?
Yeah, he literally says that verbatim.
Oh no.
Which is 100% subjective. Now, someone may say that if a film has...
Again, his own definition admits, he actually used the correct definition of objective, which is without bias. But so now is the implication that you can't remove you can't set aside your bias in analyzing something. That's quite ridiculous.
Well, I
don't have a bias towards whether something is a certain color or not.
Has more plot holes, for example, than another film, then it is worse. For one, what constitutes as a plot hole
That was
isn't
a bad
entirely
transition.
based on fact. I think a lot of people
Sorry. That's a subjective comment, by the way.
Yeah,
What-
it's fine.
But I subjectively hated that.
That's
What
alright.
counts as a plot hole is not necessarily based in fact.
A plot hole is a contradiction by definition. So, yes,
Which
it
is-
is.
Yes, so it is based in fact.
It is inherently based in fact.
Maybe not fact, but logic, I would say. Right?
But like
The
logic,
measurable
logic is an
criteria.
extension of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact whether something or not happened in the movie or not.
Mm-hmm. And thus
It's just something that represents reality.
than
that
another
just-
film, then it is worse. For one, what constitutes
Oh
as
god,
a
you're right, that
plot
is an awful
hole
transition.
isn't entirely based on fact. I think a lot of people confuse a lack of an explanation with a plot hole. For example, I have heard people say that the Resistance not using Y-Wings in The Last Jedi is a plot hole because they were available in the original trilogy.
No.
Now, I
That's
honestly-
like the weakest argument for that. They're available
Well,
in the film prior to it and the film preceding it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even then, I wouldn't say that's a plot hole. That's just dumb.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Like
It is a
that's
plot-
like I don't think that's an objective error. I think that's just stupid.
No, I
wouldn't be a
would
plot
say
hole.
that
You
you're
can come up with whatever-
cherry picking a weak example.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone say that because of the original trilogy. I've heard them say that because the Resistance fleet has some before and afterwards. of
Yeah,
that
I know they
battle.
have them in Rise of
Also-
Skywalker.
also
Y-Wings
because-
were just
Also because
better.
X-wings are still being used by the New Republic, right? And
Mhm.
and if this is the best bomber they have, the entire military, and let's just say that, this is the Resistance is like a subsection of that. So, but this is like the vessel that is the next in line from the Y-wing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
the
no.
Y-wing
You
and
want to
then-
know his argument
and then
for
the
this.
T-wing or whatever.
It's
I mean,
fucking
also-
hilarious.
The whole thing,
It's worse
the whole thing
than
with-
Just Right's take.
the whole thing with Y-wings, we only talk about the Y-wings because these bombers are just absolutely brain dead.
Yeah.
They slowly have to fly over their like it's fucking World War II. They slowly fly over their targets and drop their bombs vertically down out of their ships in space. What is that? What the
Again,
hell is that?
No,
and it's
No,
worse
Jack
about
Bed,
it.
Jack Bed, his argument to defend this is fucking hilarious.
Well, listen.
No, it's even-
they're
it's
like
even
they're
worse
like
than that because
most people don't know what a
No.
Y-wing is.
No,
and then
it's
the promotional
worse.
material.
It's
the
worse.
promotional material for Rise of Skywalker includes, oh look, it's a red Y-wing, and then they sold that as a Lego set. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's just like
also just to
again, I
remind you, it's one of the problems was that Ryan Johnson wanted to do a World War II homage. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you need to do an homage in a story, it needs to make sense in the story you're putting it in. You cannot in World War II, they did not use bombers to bomb other planes. That's not what they did. They
Yeah,
did it to bomb stationary targets.
or hell, if you want to do a fucking World War II homage, it would be so easy. Just flip the script, right? Have it be the Empire bombing. They can't do an orbital bombardment because of shields or whatever, but they can do like low flying bombers. So have the bombers be the fucking Imperials. Or I guess not Imperials. Sorry, my
The First
mistake. Not
Order.
Imperials. The First Order. You know,
The neo-imperialists.
also,
The Neo-Imperials.
It really does tell you exactly how distinct they are. I didn't even do that on purpose. I just was conceptualizing them as the Empire because they're the fucking Empire.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
yeah,
Don't
like-
you
but
dare
even-
insult the Empire like
but
that.
even worse.
Like if you wanted to do a World War II homage, just flip the script. Hell, the Resistance bombers, only one of them got through anyways. Just have it be like a daring last moment. The last surviving X-wing pilot takes out the bomber right before it goes over General Leia's ship or something. Do anything but this, please. Fucking have the bombers be on crate. Have it be like, oh, the bombers are coming in. They're gonna blast our planetary base. We gotta stop. Do anything else. Oh my god.
Jack, saying "do anything" is a real monkey's paw moment because then you get the Rise of Skywalker.
Anything else. Okay, anything else.
But they do have Y-wings in the Rise of Skywalker, and they're red. Have you seen the red Y-wings?
red
Oh my
Y-wings.
god, they even make a Lego set for
yeah,
it.
Remember Y-wings?
We traded Y-wings for knowing which way up is.
But guys,
You guys, come on.
guys, most
Like,
people don't know
no
what a
one knows-
Y-wing is.
Yeah, and most people don't know what an A-wing was until they started making they have 6 Lego A-wings now. Like the toys, they
Wait.
made those things popular.
Borgy, he's not about to say it's not a plot hole because people didn't know what they were.
No, he tries to get a he gets an external explanation, mixing it with his own, and it's really stupid.
All right, let's get it over with.
I honestly think this is the worst example of a plot hole I have heard in a while. But the amount of
the way that
people
he
have
framed
tried
it.
to make this argument baffles me.
Mhm.
Return of the
Straw
Jedi
man.
takes place 30 years before The Last Jedi, and the Resistance.
Again, he's not presenting the argument of the other side. He's presenting. It's a straw man, okay? Just call it what it is. It's a straw man.
No, can we finish this? Because I've heard this
Yeah.
argument, and I want to see if he's making the argument that I think I've heard. Because
Okay.
this
Place
argument's also
30
bad.
years before The Last Jedi, and the Resistance is an entirely different entity than the Rebellion was. Isn't it very possible that the Resistance just didn't have any Y-Wings in their navy? Maybe the Resistance was so poorly funded, they couldn't afford.
That's a plot
okay.
hole.
It wasn't the argument I was thinking of, but the
Yeah.
Resistance does have wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
The
first of all,
Resistance
they
has
do.
Y-wings.
Second of all, they were funded by the Republic.
Also, that didn't.
I mean, I
age
will
well.
admit they seem like a pretty small operation, which is a huge plot hole because the New Republic just gets Okay, so when you blow up planets, are we saying that there are no New Republic Calamari cruisers out there on a patrol
No, they
to
were
another
all
system?
they were all docked on those planets.
They were Thanos snapped out of existence, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So that's that's an even bigger rabbit hole.
It's such a strange
By the way,
thing, though.
Force
He's
Awakens. Sorry, go ahead.
He's it's not a plot hole because maybe this specific scenario happened. And it's just
That's extremely unlikely.
you could so easily. Well, for one thing, it's unlikely, but you could also so easily just be like, okay, why did that happen? Because Ryan Johnson wanted his bombers. It's like, why? Just do anything else.
Well, okay.
Also, you
he
cannot
wasn't making-
convince me that those giant fucking things are cheaper than Y-Wings. I call utter
Yeah.
bullshit.
I'll say this: people, because this is an argument I've heard, and this is the argument I was expecting him to make. I'm glad he didn't. The argument I was expecting, because one thing I saw people say was that, oh, the reason Y-Wings aren't in there is because Y-Wings are obsolete. This is the new and improved, its technology is advanced. Now we have the bombers.
Fuck
I
off.
was gonna say, are you kidding me?
Fuck
Yeah,
off. These are better
they've
than
advanced-
Y-Wings.
Well, maybe there is something to that, right? Because this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So they have advanced to World War II technology.
Oh,
Right?
They
no.
have advanced World War
Let's
II
talk about how much worse Force Awakens is than everyone seems to think it is. Okay, that New Republic thing is a BFD. It's a big fucking deal. Okay, there are no surviving ships from the 5-planet death punch that they do.
Yeah.
It's
That's good.
It's just come on, man. So he's misrepresented what people actually think the issue is with the bombers, but he's also stumbled into a different thing. Maybe they're poorly funded. Maybe they're a small operation. Where are the other people? That's a big deal. That's a real issue.
Well,
That
it's just there's
sets
no
everything
sense
else up.
There's no sense of scale in these movies. That's
Yes.
the problem.
They never. The world building is terrible.
It's so bad.
It's just the First Order in the span of a week goes from a guerrilla force that no one knows about that carries out stealth strikes to having a planet that can destroy other planets to having that smashed to having they're gonna take over the entire galaxy in a week to suddenly in the next movie, boom, we've just got 10,000 spaceships that we pulled out of our ass.
Yeah, 10,000 Death Star destroyers that they made
Death
in what?
Star destroyers, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did the first? I'm still wondering, where did the First Order come from?
Oh,
The unknown regions.
yeah.
Where
I mean, I could
They
buy it, right? Like, I
amassed
could
more. Yeah.
buy that there were still a lot of like
It's a
empire
lesser
sympathizers
issue.
that regrouped.
Yeah, but
That
how
is a
powerful
lesser
they
issue
are.
than the New Republic getting destroyed in the 5-planet Death Punch, because you even see in the Mandalorian, right? They have these little patrols out to the rest of the galaxy, right? So they just
Yeah.
recalled everyone. Like,
Did
we're gonna have a big celebration.
They were just
You know,
like,
we're gonna
bruh.
celebrate Life Day on Coruscant.
here's the
It's
thing.
not Coruscant.
So
but-
it took them 22 years to build the Death Star, because a lot of people don't know this. The Death Star was actually, the construction of the Death Star started before when the Clone Wars started.
Yeah, that is 22
Well,
years. Yep.
Honestly, I think that's a plot hole that was. I honestly think it's a plot hole, and that's the fault of George Lucas for having the Death Star being constructed at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
It wasn't constructed at the end of Return. It was during Attack of the Clones, because you can see Dooku with the plans.
Yeah, he means you see the construction there.
Yeah.
Well, right, but I mean, like, I feel like that's a plot that is a plot hole that was made because they tried to make prequels, right? Because you go from the Death Star is destroyed at the end of A New Hope to 2 movies later, they're like halfway done building another Death Star.
Well, no,
That's not.
It's much easier to build that thing the second time than it is the first time. Like, if you're because obviously there's the concept of trial and error.
I would say it is sort of a plot hole, but there are ways you could try to defend it or explain it,
I would
where there
say
just isn't for the New Republic thing. Again, for the First Order coming out of the unknown regions, that's to me as fuck. But that's less egregious than the New Republic and how they don't even exist apparently.
I mean, again, my whole argument for Revenge of the Sith, there's the whole thing with Gil and Urso, but even forgetting that,
Oh God, don't make me talk about that.
yeah, the whole thing with that is, I would say it's much easier to construct a second Death Star, like, because they already knew what they were doing. I can definitely infer that maybe it was like a trial and error thing, because wasn't the whole thing? It was
argument is that they could have been constructing several at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not?
I mean, it could have been very fucking costly, because building a space station the size of a fucking moon.
Yeah, of course it's costly, but I think it's reasonable to say that they're building another one at the same time. It doesn't solve the issue.
Yeah, they could have maybe
should have been addressed, but
yeah, you could have started the second one not too long after, because I think the implication is that the actual construction of the station didn't take very long, but the actual cannon took fucking ages to make.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb, but again, I just think it's a lesser issue, but it is still an issue.
But anyways,
afford
they could have just not had them, guys.
Yeah.
Y-wings, and they had to use the shitty bombers in The Last Jedi that are ill-equipped for combat. Fun fact, this is the...
Oh, hold on. We got a comment not so long ago. Jack, out of 20 fights, who's the better fighter, Rey or Kylo? Jack. It's a joke, but I do want to say,
Go fuck yourself, Alpha.
in The Rise of Skywalker, Kylo beats her super easily.
Mm-hmm. After she trains, which is not how training works.
Which is odd because she beats him in all the previous fights when he's already been. It's the power level is so weird. So he beats her more handily in the third film than he does in the first film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he absolutely demolishes her in that fight.
Yeah,
and then the Leia thing happens, and then she stabs
Well, that's
him.
because after The Last Jedi, he stopped simping for a while, and then he realized how horny he was. Back to it.
Yeah. Traitor.
The actual canonical reason, but since it's not explained in the movie, some people say this is a plot hole.
Again, I don't think it's a plot hole. I think it's just stupid. Like, it's just really dumb.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a plot hole. I'd just call it, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why do you have this?
It's not a plot hole. It's just a do anything else, please.
I mean, it depends. Would you consider like an illogical an illogical decision to the point where like how could anyone make this fucking retarded decision? Like, would you consider that like a plot hole, or would you say
It's at least a contrivance. It's at least a contrivance.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's at least a contrivance.
minor aside, does this shot look like really badly animated to anyone else?
Yeah, it does.
It looks like plasticky.
Yeah, people say like
Oh, yeah.
TLJ has really good visuals. This shot though,
I didn't see the visuals as that great.
yeah, I thought they were functional.
Oh yeah, Fry's pointed something out in chat. That sigh he did that convinced me. It wasn't his argument. It's when he sighed that he convinced me.
This is just not what a plot hole is. But anyway, let's move on. Now, there can definitely be factual mistakes in a film.
Okay, argument is closed.
Yeah.
He just deboomed himself with that one.
No,
admission.
he says it's a his whole thing is it's a mistake, but it's not a flaw, even though they're literally the same thing.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he literally does that.
Mistake.
It's a mistake, but it's not wrong.
Yeah.
They look at flaw.
that fish man, because that's not Akbar. That fish man, his face is my reaction.
Ball sack and all.
Yes. Especially the eyes. That's just me.
For example, during the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, if you were to pause it right here, you can see Obi-Wan holding his own light.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just gonna send a screenshot in the chat.
Oh god. Yeah.
What is this?
Hold on, I'm gonna save that put on screen.
Nice.
Hold on, I need to put this on. Open original. Memes. Oh, what the fuck? Oi. What's going on with the icons?
Oy.
Oh, it's because the fucking thing. Okay, never mind. I know. Okay. I'll go with that.
Also, what is he trying to argue right here? That Obi-Wan could just like tilt his wrist and cut Anakin?
Oh no. He's talking about there's a continuity error with the lightsabers. Basically, halfway through the fight, it switches from Obi-Wan's to Anakin's, and he compares that to the disappearing knife.
Yeah, except
No.
one leads directly to a character dying, and the other is just like
The other one is yeah.
The other one is just
It's-
the one that was just a CGI.
One is
It's
a
like
visual
coloring
error,
mistake.
and the other one is like, he has a knife there and could have killed her, but let's just like airbrush it out.
And again, I don't really care about the disappearing knife that much. It just shows the poor quality of the film. That you can't be fucked to have choreography that wouldn't lead to your character obviously dying when the extras are being very generous.
Hold on, I'm gonna put the. Actually, no, I won't.
So it was a screenshot on Google. I looked up flaw and then similar words, and mistake was listed there. So I circled it.
All right, let's see what he's about to say. God, we're only halfway through this. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I can
Speaking about
bring
that,
up
I
here.
actually-
Give me a second. So
I
what's
actually need
together?
to get off soon.
Oh, okay.
Just 'cause I have other stuff I need to work on.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll probably get out right at the halfway point.
All right. Oh. Well, we are right at the halfway point.
Well, I'll wait a few more minutes then.
Lightsaber.
Okay.
But if you pause it again in the next shot, you can see that Obi-Wan is holding Anakin's lightsaber. This is a clear mistake. Now, does this constitute
Yes.
as an actual flaw?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, I guess so, but considering I've probably watched this movie north of 30 times since it came out in May 2005, and not once have I ever noticed it.
Since it came out in May, specific date 2005, and I saw it at the Wood Theater in
He's
North
making the
Hills.
argument because
What is that?
because
No,
I
it
didn't
was just
see
an
it.
odd framing. It was like
I
what's
did
this?
notice, so it's not a problem.
I've
Which
seen
is
this movie
stupid.
since it came out in 2005 in May. In case you didn't know that,
I mean,
it's
Uh,
weird.
I've
It's
watched-
like,
guys, can I address
I've
something Fry
watched the
said?
movie.
What?
Theory leaving in the middle of a stream. What a surprise.
oh,
Oh,
that's low. That's
True,
low.
I will say this. I'll say this. I've watched
Half-baked
the movie,
theory.
X-Men First Class plenty of times. And it was only upon like a certain viewing that I started to notice some serious flaws with the movie. It doesn't mean that up until I noticed those, it's not like, oh, I didn't notice them the first few times I watched it, therefore they don't exist. It's like, no, I started thinking about it at a certain point and I realized the problem the movie has. It's
I don't know. Drum. I feel like it's. He was at like 9 minutes and 58 seconds. He's like, "Fuck! How do I get over the 10-minute mark?" I know. When
In
this movie
May
came out in May of 2005,
That's a good 2 seconds.
just does like the baby fist bump, like yeah.
This until it out to me on TikTok, then this is probably
fucking
the
TikTok.
smallest possible flaw imaginable.
I like
Yeah,
this.
you're right. It is fluff.
Yeah, so I need to point this out. He got pointed out to him on fucking TikTok.
Oh no.
I know that's an ad hom, but I don't care. That's funny to me.
But even then, the scale of how much of a flaw this is completely subjective.
No, it's
To
not.
someone, this might be a really small
No, it is a small flaw to everyone. It is a nitpick.
It is.
That's just what it is.
It has literally
Like, in the
zero
grand scope
effect
of
on
the
the
movie-
story. It has zero effect on the
in the grand
plot.
scheme of the movie, it has zero effect on the story.
Yeah. Again, like even going back to the whole disappearing knife thing, like I don't care. It's just like
I don't think that it's a. I think it's an issue. I think it's a greater issue than this one, but I don't think it's like it's a choreography error. It's incredibly embarrassing, is what it is.
yeah, it's
Like,
just
there
dumb. It's
is-
just like your movie
There is an
so
argument to be
badly
made.
made.
Yeah,
Your
it's just
actors
so
suck
embarrassing.
that much that they can't even choreograph a substandard fight scene. So you
Yeah,
have to air
that's
It's
my
also,
opinion.
it's also important to, it's also worth pointing out that is a small flaw in a really well choreographed fight scene, whereas for the Disappearing Knife, that was a big flaw
One
in a
of
really
many.
bad choreographed.
It is
Yeah.
one of many flaws
It is
in that
probably
scene. Yeah.
the worst thing. Like, I would say the Disappearing Knife is the worst part of the throne room fight, but there are so many other issues with the throne room fight.
If you
like-
took it out,
Yeah,
it would still be
to,
a bad.
to save time, I'll just point. Shadiversity has two very good videos
An amazing
delving into
video.
the
Yeah.
respective fight scenes in these
I will actually,
these particular instances. I recommend those very highly, and I think you did a good
If
job.
you guys
with this
give me a
analysis.
second, I might actually post the link to them in the description.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you probably should.
If we can simp for Shad for a few moments.
Mhm.
The Shed.
Those are some of his best
Before we
videos,
begin,
I would
and
say
just
they're my
happen to be
personal
relevant
favorites.
in this instance.
Yeah. Lotion.
Also, would it kill him to put a question mark in the title?
Also, guys, I think it's the point where I'm gonna hop off.
Alright.
All right.
No, don't leave me alone.
Shaman has to end here, but I just have other stuff I need to work on.
That's
Also,
alright.
yes, Fries laugh at that.
Anyway,
All right, well,
See you guys around.
I'll see if
Yeah.
there's.
see you around, Theo.
Nice talking.
Nice talking to you too. It's been a while.
Okay.
Now it's only 2 against 1 when we're talking about the Hobbit.
Okay, I'll link Sharp's video.
Fry says replace Theo with me to fill the void.
You know what? Sure. I'll add him.
The void. The void.
You will see the thing. Apologies. It will cover the thing for a second. Add. Come on, fries. Come on.
So, fries with tomatoes is just a fancy way of saying ketchup, right?
I guess. Unless it's like sliced tomatoes or tomatoes.
Like really fancy upper class fast food.
Hello, fries.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey.
What do you think of the video so far?
It's been fucking terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, you know the part where he showed like two black guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
mean
wanted
LeBron?
to say like, this is a black guy, and this is a slightly less black guy. And with the
Yeah,
RGB
you can
detail,
see because of the RGB.
the shade of their skin. If he did that, then this video would be amazing. Just saying.
If he did that, I'd probably be the least black person in existence. Actually, my sister
Yeah,
is
of
kind of
course.
pasty.
Can you post the watch together link again for him?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I might give you a run for your money on that one, Drum.
You just
I have
know.
been.
I identify as a person without color, so
Don't
You could just mime the screen.
Fries, don't leak this to Bora. I don't even know how he got the fucking first link.
Why would I?
I don't
because
know.
you're compromised.
Is it compromise?
Look,
Did you see the stream?
I
Hey,
have two
did you see
pay.
Bora's stream?
I have two pay floors in the chat right now. Can we please kick Bora? Please. Just
I mean,
purge
no.
him.
we can bully him.
The council will
We can-
decide the
We can
fate.
bully him, but we can't. We'll bully him. I give you full permission to bully him.
Oh, good.
The harassment will.
Oh my goodness. There are 3 PAFE lords now. That's broken the rule of 2.
No. Anyway.
There's 4 pay floors.
I'm not a PAFE lord.
Oh, I mean, not in.
I think he's talking about in this group.
Yeah.
What?
Oh wait,
I
no,
thought
Theory's gone. Theory's gone, so there's 2. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. There'll always be master and apprentice.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
Someone else, this might be a really big flaw. And this same line of thinking.
Who? Who thinks that's a big flaw? I'm sorry. This just has to be pointed out. It's always there might be someone somewhere who actually thinks that the bad writing is good. It's like who?
Yeah, please let me speak.
Who's
to them.
saying that? Yeah, can you show me that person? I prefer bad writing to good writing. I think the inconsistent writing is better than writing with continuity.
Even though
And again,
continuity is integral to a story.
And again,
Yeah.
all this is just like an argument for establishing a scale, right? So you have like guys holding 2 leaves. One leaf is slightly more or less green than the other leaf. Is like, well, no one will ever know. It's like, or we could set up a scale to analyze the leaves, and then we know which leaf is more green.
Yeah.
What makes
He's like,
good
"Oh,
leaf?
We just don't know because there's the guy on the next island over. He thinks the other leaf is more green. So checkmate.
Well, let's create a scale and fucking quantify this shit.
And again, so the final standard would be the perfect good movie. But in lieu of that, we can just take the best movie we know and then judge things based on that. That is relevant. That is appropriate.
Yes.
Applies to everything else that someone may constitute as a flaw, whether it be filmmaking, acting, or anything else. Now moving on to a more popular flaw is the disappearing blade from Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, the most...
Sorry, I haven't watched the last.
Is he gonna say it's not a flaw?
I haven't watched the last.
Well,
Jedi
his
in a
whole
long-
thing is that what constitutes a flaw is subjective.
it's like I'm such a normie, but just in like the 3
that's his whole
seconds
thing.
of that fight, they were just pure cancer. Like Ray blocks one dude, kicks him away. The other dudes just aren't doing anything.
No, she blocks
that she
3
kicked-
guys and then kicks them all away at once.
Yeah, and then the dude that she kicked away, like, goes back into her, but he can't. If he just walked forward and stabbed her, she fucking dies. So what's he do? He like spins his staff and twirls around and then goes in. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Okay, I just have to admit,
There's that
the
one
first
guy
time
who
I
just
saw The
runs
Last
the other
Jedi-
way.
sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. No, go ahead.
Okay, I have to admit, the first time that I watched The Last Jedi, I thought this was a good fight scene. I have to admit it. I was wrong. I watched it again. I think I've seen it 3 times total, and then I've seen some analysis, some breakdowns of the fight, and I admit it is not good. I misjudged it.
Well,
But
well,
yeah, I
to be
just have to
fair,
admit,
I think
on a first viewing.
everyone thought it was good on the first watch, because
Well,
everything
because
just moves
it's
so
flashy
fast.
colors and people are spinning around and it was cool.
Yeah.
But then you look at it and it's just like look at what's happening on screen right now. Look
Yes,
at Kylo
yes.
Ren. Kylo Ren is blocking one dude's like staff with his lightsaber. What's he doing to the other guy? He just holding on to him? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, no,
It's so bad.
and I think in a second, remember the bit where he just stabs his lightsaber in the ground and the guards go
Yes.
out of their way to hit the saber.
Oh, I remember.
Also, look at the left. Look at that right there. What the fuck is that? I was
It's
about
the
to say,
triple kick.
look at the
It's
left
the triple
side.
kick.
Look at the, like all these
That's
dudes
a
were
Jedi
coming in with an attack on Rey. Rey's one arm holding up the lightsaber is not strong enough to block the double arm strike of 3 men. I'm sorry, it's not. The Force is female. Yeah, fuck off. No, that's stupid.
I don't
She
even think
can't
this is
do
a
that.
woman thing. Even
Yeah,
if
we should
Rey was a
see this.
dude.
We should see if she could kick a field goal.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
that's
like
the in vogue thing.
maybe like the Mountain could do that. Maybe
Maybe
like
the
a
Mountain.
strong man.
I would
even he
still
would
be
have-
a little bit skeptical there. Because
Yeah,
my whole
even
thing
he
is they
would
have to.
he could like deflect it, like redirect it, not just stop it in like mid motion with the strength of his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray could probably
No, my,
get an NFL kick or a college football kick farther than that woman who attempted it.
I pay attention
You all
to
seen
Kylo
that?
though. This is I like this.
As many people
Oh,
have
they don't show it, I
thought,
think.
is the disappearing blade from
Pay
Star
attention,
Wars
Kylo.
Episode 8, The Last Jedi, the most
That-
film in
He
film
just
criticism.
stabbed it into the
As
ground.
many people have pointed out,
Oh, God,
during the
it's so
throne room
bad.
scene, one of the Praetorian guards has
Why
a
is he
blade in
spinning
their
his
left
weapons?
hand, but then all of a sudden, a few seconds later, it disappears. Now, people love to use this as a reason why this scene sucks.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
chat meme, chat
Doesn't even-
meme.
Yes, the Chad beam, yes.
Yes.
It doesn't even matter if you call it a plot hole, it doesn't matter what you call it. This is just bad. This is just atrocious.
It's incompetence.
Yeah,
Take a
it's not
guess.
even a flaw because they intentionally edited out the knife.
By the
to give
way-
Rey a fighting chance.
Multi-billion-dollar
by the way-
studio cannot afford another take of this. By the way,
His argument to defend this is fucking funny.
all right, let's hear it.
Even though none of them noticed it when they first saw the movie in theaters, unless they were told about it beforehand. People also love to say this isn't
That's not an argument.
It's a
'cause
great
people
defense,
don't know-
bro.
Just 'cause
Yeah.
people don't
No,
know.
that-
So if you don't notice a flaw, does it exist?
Also, I love how. Can we go back like a half second, right? Because after she deflects his blade, right, and they stand up and they're like he has her bound up, his other arm is just like flopping down to this side. Like, can we go back like slightly?
Of course.
people also love to
Yeah, look. What is his other arm doing right now?
He could grab her head and shove her face into her lightsaber.
Why is he not
That's-
grabbing her by the hair?
That's what I would do.
The
Yeah.
arm spin in
Yeah.
the
Or
ground.
yank it back.
Like
Yeah.
he's just doing nothing.
Guys, he couldn't have used it. Most people don't know what an arm is.
It's the dreaded
Well-
one-armed guard.
Like again, you can call it a plot hole, you can call it whatever you want. It's just bad.
Guys, Ray was actually using the Force, and she used it to throw the knife out of his hand across the room and then paralyze his arm in motion.
No, dude.
actually-
She used the Force to make the knife disappear. It's
Ah,
the
yeah,
name
well,
of the film.
She learned from Kylo in the first movie, but she can only do
Yeah.
force paralysis on like half
On
of it.
one limb, on only one limb. Yeah.
god.
Well, okay. So let me say this. Okay, I'm a student musician. I'm not at a professional caliber. I would not say. I occasionally make mistakes. Maybe I'm playing a piece and there's an F sharp and I play an F natural, right? Okay, maybe my grandma doesn't notice it when I show her the tape of my performance, right? Over Christmas or whatever. It's like, oh, that's great, honey, right? Did I make a mistake? Well, it says F sharp in the sheet music. So, grandma didn't notice. Okay. Again, it's so odd.
Oh. But no, his main defense, they probably had a bunch of takes that were worse than this, but this is the best one.
Yeah,
this is his
again,
defense.
you cannot afford another take. Like, Jesus.
To say this is an excellent example of why the choreography of this fight sucks too.
Yeah.
However, when it came to post-production, the editors probably felt that of dozens of takes that were probably filmed, this is the
That is so embarrassing.
What?
Yeah, that's
That is
embarrassing.
so embarrassing. That's not even choreography. You can't even do the choreography. I mean, the choreography itself is awful, but this isn't. I mean, I hope this is not a mistake with the choreography.
Imagine, okay, let's consider, right, the backstage, like behind the scenes of this, right? How many takes did they do, right? Because there was a cut right
10.
before this.
They had 10 takes.
So they cut to this,
Oh, is that
right?
confirmed?
They cut to this
Yeah.
scene of her fighting this man that's dual wielding. And in every take, right, because this is the choreography. So in every take, there's just the magical knife behind her. So even if they did like a dozen takes and this was the best one, still just on a fundamental like design level, this is bad. This is just bad. They couldn't design a better fight scene between these two people because they don't know how to handle two weapons, I guess.
Okay, so I know this is how they filmed The Hobbit, okay? But the way they film movies usually, you have like a main shoot, and then you have pickups afterwards. You could do a pickup of this very easily. All you need is a green screen for the background. Or this is a set piece you could recreate pretty easily in not so large a space even. It's just ridiculous. Like, this is the thing you would do in, like, let's revisit some things. We got to get some shots that we don't have. We've got to fix this.
Yeah.
Or
it just
like,
proves that Ryan Johnson is a terrible director because he didn't notice all of these massive mistakes in the fight, and then he tried fixing it in post-production. And he actually made it worse because the disappearing knife is like the most major mistake.
hey, what if it wasn't him? What if it was just some guy that was like in the CG department saying what's going on here, and then the CG lead was like, yeah, well, Brian doesn't have time for that. He's too busy arguing on Twitter. Just airbrush it out.
They're trying to fix the film.
Like, that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, it's just bad.
Maybe a film critic or a journalist, heaven forfend, should ask Ryan Johnson if that was a creative decision on his part in the post-production.
Remember, he thinks the film is literally perfect. He believes there's no flaws.
Yep. Yes, he has said that on multiple occasions.
So he's
People
either
have asked him if he would change anything, and he said no. So he would not change this scene.
I would actually ask him about that. Just say you would change literally nothing. Even though it's minor, would you change this?
Yeah, just say there's a choreography error. It's just a small thing. But would you change that? Would you make your film? Would you eliminate that flaw?
I love this. Just everything about this freeze frame. It's just awful. Like look at Ray's arm that's holding a lightsaber, right? There's nothing keeping her arm there, and her arm is not doing anything. Her arm is not stopping his arm that is holding the knife. It's just there.
That's a really awkward position.
Also, her face, that is the face of a woman who knows that a man has a knife behind her back.
Oh god, this fucking frame.
It's the one that had the best acting on the part of Daisy Ridley and had the best camera work. And since those two
That is so embarrassing.
Factors
how
are
do you know
far
that?
more important than
Embarrassing.
a silly blade that
How does he
again
know that?
no one noticed until the movie
Yeah.
was
He's
out
just
on
talking
Blu-ray.
shit.
They probably made the sacrifice and edited out the blade.
Is he?
Now,
Oh god.
So
I'm
what
getting
he's
mad
saying
now.
is
he
because-
seriously arguing that that was the best possible take they could get? Like honestly,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Okay,
He-
this
he-
is
his
this
argument
is the
is-
singular argument I would use to say that this is worse than A New Hope, right?
I would
They
genuinely
put
say
effort
that-
into A New Hope. They didn't give a shit here.
I would genuinely ask what, like, fucking, like, what were the other takes? I want to see those. If this was the best one.
Yeah.
Also, I love how he says.
Those were the topless takes for the extra revenue.
Hell yeah.
No, I was gonna say. What do you think? Like, because he says that they focus more on acting and camera work than choreography. So, do you know that choreography is part of acting?
Not in the modern world where all you have to do is put your mouth open and say, "Luke Skywalker, oh my God!"
Well, no. All you have to do to be a good actor is just be able to go, Ray!
Ray, Ray.
He got Chewie!
Right.
No, but honestly, like, his point would have some merit if that's what the scene was about. Like, you know, you want to talk about, you know, acting over choreography. Think about the fight scene between Luke and Darth Vader at the end of Empire Strikes Back.
Mhm.
It's nothing particularly flashy or impressive about the choreography there, but it's a tense scene.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the choreography is functional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're right. It's functional. It's you know, it's nothing fancy. And honestly, like, it does feel more like what a real fight with lightsabers would be like, because you're going to be a hell of a lot more careful, and you're going to fight defensively when a single touch from any part of that blade is going to incinerate your flesh.
Again, if he just like bonks her on the back of her head with that hand, her face goes flying into her lightsaber.
I mean, fucking grab her by the hair. Do anything with that arm, please.
You're like,
But okay,
Is
here's the
this
thing.
a
Yeah,
flaw
so
that hurts the
was this a
movie?
flaw with the choreography or a flaw with the actors?
I would say there's a bit of both.
No, this is just absolute dog shit.
It's
choreography.
so
Well, it's
inexcusable.
incompetence. It's just
Yeah,
general
it's-
incompetence on the filmmaking. Like, how do you not notice this? Like, even the stunt
Again,
performer
this treats
just
as a
said
flaw
something.
is 100% subjective. You can say for a fact that this was an error in filmmaking, sure, but say that this is an error that hurts the movie is
Turn off the
feel like
lightsaber, turn off the lightsaber, turn off the fucking lightsaber.
No. What
What
is
does
the
it
guy,
mean by
what is the
hurts
guy
the
that she
movie?
just kicked doing right now?
Mhm.
He's
Go-
just waiting.
Go back just like
you
Right,
can
so
say
she's
for a
fighting two
fact that
guys,
this was an
right?
error in filmmaking, sure.
Oh, so what? Are we to believe that he died from that? I guess.
Yeah, sure.
She sliced him, I guess. But the
But
armor
say
is
that this
lightsaber
an
resistant
error that
except for the
hurts
face.
The movie is
Yeah, it's just
not
like-
a fact. So the
Why
point
doesn't she just
Also,
turn off the lightsaber there? Like, just
Why is the guy with the whip pulling the person with the lightsaber closer to himself?
yeah. It's a
What
terrible
is he
idea.
doing?
The
What is this
choreography is
creature?
very bad.
Yeah, I would say it makes the film worse because it shows that either A, they are not skilled, or B, they executed things poorly, or C, both. And those are, I would rather have a talented filmmaker make a good scene than a filmmaker without talent making a shit scene. Like, is there any comparison there?
Right, and
It doesn't hurt the film. It doesn't hurt the film to have flaws in the film. In what universe is that applicable?
well,
This
it's
guy's
also-
fantasy land.
Let's consider, right? He's talking about this fight scene, being like, this fight. People say this fight scene is bad, and that makes the movie worse. It's like, yeah, but if this bad fight scene were in a really good movie, people wouldn't care. Like, people would
That's
be
also
like,
true.
well,
Yeah.
People would be like, oh well, that's unfortunate. I guess they didn't have a good choreographer for the movie, but the rest of the movie was really good. No one says that about this movie.
Except for him.
Well, I guess so. You are right. I guess we're looking at what an apologist looks
And
like.
by the way, the unnecessary spinning would be less of an issue if it wasn't for triple kick, disappearing knife, stabbing the ground, missing the cues, all these things.
Running the other way.
Yeah, like you can spin your weapon in a movie when you wouldn't in real life. Like that's fine.
As long as I think
the reason Chad points that out is the volume of errors. It's the volume of just awful.
His breakdowns are probably the best when it comes to fight scenes.
Everyone goes sim for Shad.
He makes good videos.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to make is that flaws are subjective, both
Okay.
in terms of whether or not it is a flaw at all, and the scale of that flaw and how much it may hurt the movie. So if flaws are subjective, then how could
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just pausing just for fun because it's so fun to hear those and then just pause.
could
And again,
films
like,
be objective?
I did I not predict this? His whole thing is like, aha, but each flaw we cannot measure away a flaw. I'm like, yeah. So you're not arguing for abandoning objective analysis. You're arguing for establishing a scale.
Yeah.
Right now, you could comment on any flaw from any movie, and I can promise you that it is still subjective, whether or not I agree with it. Also,
That is a promise you cannot keep, my
Whether or
friend.
not I agree with it.
Because he has already contradicted himself. Again, he used the correct definition of objective, which is without bias. Okay? I don't think the disappearing knife flaw exists because I have a bias in some way or another. That exists irrespective of my bias.
It's a
and
direct
I
contradiction.
observe it irrespective of my bias. Therefore, it is not a subjective flaw. Therefore, obviously what you're saying is untrue.
Can I comment on
Therefore, debunked.
Can I say one thing? And Josh, I'm so sorry, but I need to say this. Josh said that this video made good points.
Oh no.
Which one?
This one.
No, which
Are
point?
you gonna start a fight with
He
Chad?
didn't specify. He just said, the video made some good points. I was like, where?
Also, Nico's in my DMs making fun of me for saying I like Shad.
Hey, no shame in liking Shad.
Nico's bullying me.
Nico, please no bully.
By the way, I'm specifically endorsing those two videos. There are a couple things,
Yeah.
points of disagreement. Oh, I also, the other thing I endorse is Chad's Spider-Man opinions, but that's a conversation for another time.
Also, just because common consensus on a certain flaw, that doesn't mean it is factually a flaw. For example, I'm pretty sure most people would agree that Hayden Christensen's acting is not that good.
I actually disagree. I think it's awful in episode 2, but I think he actually does alright in episode 3.
I think he was fine in episode 3.
See,
Okay, well, let's see where he's going with this.
There's always been like.
Well, no, his
there's always
argument
half-
is because they disagree.
I've always half wondered if like it's not that he is a bad actor. It's just that the way he was directed to act in episode 2 was just awful.
Yeah,
It's possible, but
Yeah, I
I
agree with
am
that.
kind of a Lucas simp, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Fucking simp.
However, there is a minority of people that do believe he did a good job in the 2 Star Wars movies that he was in.
So, what is your conclusion of that statement?
Yeah.
My conclusion would be, well, then one is correct and one is incorrect. There are people who believe that the Earth is flat. That doesn't mean the shape of the Earth is fucking subjective.
It's also like poll. Majority of people believe that we should have socialized healthcare or whatever. It's like, okay, poll. Yeah, popularity. What's this popularity? This is the argumentum ad populum. I
Yeah.
think is the
I think it's a
Latin
peel
name
ad
for the
populum.
fallacy.
I think it's a peel
Okay.
at populum.
Sure, that's the Latin terminology. It is a logical fallacy by definition.
The quality of acting is subjective, so it can't be factually good or bad. Now, the last them this
You stop doing the page flip thing. That's so
No,
annoying.
Also, someone who skipped to the beginning.
Sorry, I was trying
That's
to
alright.
pause and I missed it.
That's alright. Tom.
Again, he's just like, it's so strange. He's just like, he's like, I think most people would agree Hayden Christensen's acting is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a few crazy people that say it's good, so we can't really say whether it's bad or not.
Which is
So
stupid.
by his logic, all you need is for a single person to refute any statement, and suddenly you can make no judgment on that statement.
Which is
Couldn't that be
and
true
really
for his own statements, though?
crappy as a standard.
What if you just say, okay, well, I feel otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
Is that valid?
Good
No.
job in the 2 Star Wars movies.
you're
that
just
he was
wrong.
in. The quality of one's acting is subjective, so it can't be factually good or bad. Now, the last thing I want to cover is the reason why I feel the thought of objectivity in films is something that is.
The reason I feel that the thought of objectivity in films is something, etc.
Sorry.
Well,
The reason I feel.
Did you
Are
break
you
a
okay,
food
Frank?
plate?
No.
You alright? Did you break
Yeah.
plates?
Okay, all I'm gonna say is I can't wait to hear his reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Why does he think it's dangerous?
he set this up as I feel.
Hmm.
His argument is I feel this.
Well, I feel it isn't.
That's
I actually don't
yeah, I
remember
feel
what the
otherwise.
argument was for this.
For one, the people on the internet who preach that a film is objectively bad usually provide the most annoying nitpicks as reasons why.
Evidence.
Citation.
Uh,
Citation
Yeah,
needed.
citation needed.
Usually. They
These people
annoy
are
me. I don't want
brainwashing
them.
tens of thousands of people.
Brainwashing.
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 Oh no!
They make
So, someone
they,
think of the children. Oh my god!
I mean,
You're just
You really did
think, your son might find a Mahler video and be brainwashed into
Yeah,
thinking
I mean, no,
Is
that,
he
that's the
referring
funny
to, Is he
thing.
referring to Mahler here?
No, I don't know. But, like, here's the thing. I think he's making the whole thing of, oh, they're convincing other people that films can be objective, which is something I do. I convinced, like, a bunch of my friends of objectivity, and they believe in it because of me.
Okay. Well,
no, you brainwashed them.
Yeah, I'm
let's talk
brainwashing
about
my
the
friends.
cowardice. Let's talk about the cowardice of him saying these people usually just do nitpicks and then moving on. So these people, he's not giving any names, usually do nitpicks. He's not giving any examples. Even if he was going to, he hasn't even cherry picked. He has not even cherry picked
Hey,
the straw
maybe
man.
he's gonna
He
give an
hasn't
example.
selected an example.
I mean,
Sorry,
he
go
might-
ahead.
Maybe he's going to.
Fun, Fries?
Maybe he's going to give an example.
I
All right.
don't recall him giving an example, but I could be wrong.
That
I
theme
just
is
love- I just
bad
love that
because there are a
brainwash.
few inconsistencies with the choreography. I think this is a very dangerous.
He's not going to give an example. Okay.
Hold on, go back.
I
go
think
back.
it's dangerous because I think it's dangerous.
Sorry, I want to hear what you said again.
This scene is bad because there are a few inconsistencies with the choreography.
A few! And this is the perfect frame to show. With fucking Kylo Ren stabbing his blade in the ground, and the fucking guard aiming at the blade.
So I'm sorry. By what would I really need to know what would he say that would make a fight scene bad, if not for magical disappearing weapons and people doing random bullshit when they don't need to be?
It's
whether or not you
like it. Remember, it's all subjective, which is retarded and not true.
It's just like, and here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Let's look at it from this angle. He's like, oh no, you're going to brainwash people into disliking it, and it's like, okay, you yourself have said that you don't notice these errors. So what's wrong with I point the errors out to other people and that makes it not like it? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
The answer I strongly feel is that because it's making them not like movies that I like.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Well, it's the whole thing of, to an extent, I think this comes down to emotional immaturity. People don't like, and everyone has this assumption that if you like a film, that it's, well made. Like, that's all, like, most people have that assumption.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have no defense for the third Hobbit film. Okay, that's just atrocious. I still like it. The other ones I have some defense for.
Well,
but yeah,
for me,
I
that
have
film
that.
is
And
Revenge
also,
of the Sith and Far From Home.
I was gonna say I'd probably see my opinion of Spider-Man: Homecoming. I've seen Borky simping for this film, so I'll just say I do agree that it's good, but I really don't like it.
That's fine.
I really don't like it.
Is it literally just like an adaptation thing?
That's no, partly. That's a large part, but there are other things too.
Alright.
But yeah, like I think it's objectively like it's solid. It's a solid movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of flaws with it.
Yeah, I can think of maybe a handful, but like I think the main one is when Vulture drops Peter, the water wouldn't have fucking saved him. And I think that's just more of ignorance of physics. Like the idea is, the water broke his fall, and I think that's just ignorance on the filmmaker's part.
That's literally every movie ever, though.
Yeah.
People fall in water from great heights and then survive.
Yeah, I would just say in that universe, fucking water saves people.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I will say, though, there are some pretty big issues with Far From Home. Oh my god.
SK pointed them out to me. Have you seen SK Comics' video?
No, I have not.
Oh, you'll like it. It's okay. It's not very well edited, but the points are good.
Fair enough. Okay, so he's not going to give a name or a specific example for quote unquote these people quote unquote brainwashing with quote unquote nitpicks. So there's no qualification for any of those statements. I'm looking for one cherry-picked example, right? That's all I expect. Give me a cherry-picked example. That's, I'm stooping to that low. Just give me a crumb of an example, please. But he does not.
I can't get over, right? I can't get over. He's like, oh, people say that this fight scene is bad because the choreography is bad. That's effectively what he said. And it's just like, what else do you have to go off of?
The emotion of the scene.
Yeah.
Yes, but the enemies don't have
no
faces.
emotion.
The enemies are faceless.
Yeah, what is the emotion of this scene?
Pain.
But like, surely the emotion of the scene is a subjective thing. Oh, I guess he believes fucking everything is subjective at the same time, so fucking that argument doesn't work.
Yeah, it's so cowardly to not give a name for that. For someone brainwashing with nitpicks, I think we all deserve to know who's brainwashing people with nitpicks, right?
I mean, I have to imagine it, right? So here's the thing. All these videos talking about, oh, actually art is subjective. They all are talking about The Last Jedi. Now, who might have sparked lots of things talking about objectivity in response to The Last Jedi? I wonder.
Mauler.
Makes me wonder.
That's what I assume, but we can't know because he won't tell us.
It's just like, really, no one looks at it and goes, no one goes, objective film analysis in relation to Jaws. No, it's always The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I think this is a very dangerous line of thinking. You may think that this scene is bad, and that is okay, but I personally believe that acting and the emotion of a scene are far more important than small little mistakes that maybe 1 in 10,000 people who have watched this movie notice. Logical consistency is
Darth
important,
Small.
but making a film where logical consistency is the most important thing.
Did he not say logical right?
I don't know.
Also he says, I think it's dangerous. Why is it dangerous? I don't know.
Is
No, he didn't give a reason.
But making a film where logical consistency
Logical consistency.
Yeah.
important. But making a film where logical consistency
Logical
is the most
consistency.
important thing will result in a film that most people will probably dislike.
No,
logical
that is a false dichotomy.
Please quantify that.
There are films that people enjoy that are also logically consistent.
Fucking Into the Spider-Verse had it's actually very fucking tight in terms of writing. I found out recently.
Yeah, it's very, very.
It's just
that's another one that I agree is good and I don't like it.
Oh damn!
What? Whoa!
That's
Don't
actually
like Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I don't.
I fucking love that.
I need to hear why.
I can give fewer reasons for why I don't like it. That's more of a gut thing. Homecoming, there are some specific, and the adaptation thing is a strong point. But with Into the Spider-Verse, I can't really say, honestly.
Is it just like a wrong feeling? It's just like in your gut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There's
It's a spider pig.
or rather, it's a lack of things that I like about it, if that makes sense. Like it's good. Like I'll put it like a C, C+, B-.
So
for
he's
my
only,
enjoyment.
He's only got a minute left in his comprehensive send this to your friends video, and I really hope he explains A, why objective analysis is dangerous, and B, why having a logically consistent film will make it not enjoyable. Because those are two things he has contended that he has not explained.
It's a lot to fit into 1 minute.
Consistency is the most important factor in determining the quality, then the Battle of Yavin sucks. As many people have pointed out, the Empire could have blown up the big planet and then blown up the moon. However,
Okay, I need to... No, hold on. I'm gonna bring up a clip.
You know why this is bingo?
Oh, what about ism? Yeah, but no, I need to bring up a clip.
Every time you praise The Last Jedi, you gotta criticize the OT. Every single time.
I mean, also, is he not disproving his own point right here? Because if his contention is that the final space battle is logically inconsistent, but people still enjoy it,
I think you overestimate their chances.
then like,
Hold on, I need to bring up I'm gonna bring up a clip in a sec. I'm gonna bring up a clip. So the timestamp is 9:13. I want to bring up another clip just to disprove this point. Because he says, like, oh, they could have just destroyed the other one. So, I need to bring this up.
Until this battle station is fully operational, we are vulnerable. If the rebels have obtained a complete technical...
There we go.
We've analysed their attack, sir, and there is a danger. Should I have your ship standing by?
Oh, shit, I don't have the fucking war skill out. Give me a second. That's my bad. There we go.
great job, Borgy.
Yeah, back a little bit.
Exploited.
We've analysed their attack, sir, and there is a danger. Should I have your ship standing by? Evacuate? In our moment of triumph? I think you overestimate their chances.
So, remember this scene. Just remember this. That he does not believe for a second that the rebels can win.
Yeah, why fire twice?
Yeah, like...
Why not use... You just only have to shoot once. You have to just kill that planet. You can leave the other planet and use it for resources.
From Tarkin's perspective, the only thing that blowing up Yavin Prime would save him is 30 minutes. Is that good enough justification to blow up a fucking planet?
He's arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't believe there's any danger.
I mean, it's a couple of ships against the Death Star. Of course he doesn't believe there's any danger.
Also, scrubbing through the video again, I fucking hate the song he has in the background.
I just hate the editing.
Yeah, the editing's really poor.
Especially those transitions.
Alright, let's hear what he has to say.
However, if this happened, then this would
let's just say the criticism of the editing, it's not good editing. That's not our problem with the video. Okay, we're just pointing out that it's not very good.
No, we're just pointing out that he's incompetent.
The issue with the video is that what he's saying. That's really the heart of it. But in terms of presentation, we think you could do better.
Yes, but it's fun to make fun of his Microsoft Word art and his bad
yes, it is hilarious.
Shitty royalty-free music.
Anything that is actually resonant in this scene. And there are plenty of other examples where if a plot hole was...
Hold on, go back.
You are wrong.
Fuck, I did it again. Sorry. I want to hear what he has to say, because I don't feel...
What's the timestamp? Oh, we'll just go from here.
Empire could have blown up the big planet and then blown up the moon. However, if this happened, then this would have taken away from anything that is emotionally resonant in this scene. And there are plenty...
Well, then you put in an explanation, which they did.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
No, I get his point, but then to write around that, you put in an explanation of, okay, why can't they? So, they put in that section with Tarkin.
Well, no, hold on a second. So, if I recall correctly, because it's been a while since I've seen this movie, they had to get around the moon to be able to target the planet, right?
Vice versa, but yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming the Death Star can't rapid fire.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that would be... I mean, the Death Star 2
So
can.
in universe the time limit is 24 hours, but that is external. The argument I would go with is from Tarkin's perspective, all blowing up Yavin Prime would save him his 30 minutes, and that's not good enough justification to blow up a planet.
Yeah.
Also, again, I feel like there has to be a charge up time or something that they can't just be like, pew, and then all right, well that planet's out of the way. So I'm gonna shoot
In defense, okay. Actually, I have to say, in episode 6, they do use it with pretty low cooldown. Like I'd say 15 minutes, something like that.
So for the original Death Star, it was 24 hours. For the second one, it was 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's external sources, though, unfortunately. But it seems reasonable, right?
But anyways, it seems perfectly reasonable. Like, again, Tarkin's arrogant. Like, he does not believe that this rebel scum could possibly even damage their impervious Death Station.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, in moment of triumph, like they were getting prepared to fire on the planet. Like they were right about to do it. Which fucking trying to steel manning him. So he would say, "Aha!" But you're saying that Tarkin behaved irrationally, and therefore it's not logically consistent. Well, no, because it's logical within universe that Tarkin is arrogant, and therefore he might behave irrationally.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just want to point out, if he wants to sound smart, instead of saying the big planet and the moon, he could say Yavin and Yavin 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah. Like, fucking hell.
The big planet
Plenty of
in
other
the way.
examples where if a plot hole was removed, then the quality of a scene as a whole would greatly decrease.
Bullshit.
Also, again, this is an argument for even if you believe that there is some sort of logical inconsistency in that fight scene. Okay, in the final scene of A New Hope. Okay, so your argument should be, so they should have made it better. Not that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they should have fixed that issue. And again, his reference is wrong.
Also, again, no one's gonna tell you, right? No one's gonna tell you that you're not allowed to like the fight scene in The Last Jedi. We're just saying it's a shit fight scene.
Yeah.
Well, people like
we're saying once you review the facts, we don't think you'll like it as much as you did before because it's quite bad.
Yeah.
And his contention is if the space battle in New Hope was set up logically, that it would not be enjoyable. And that's just not true.
Though.
Like
you could have had a throwaway line where someone said, to save time, we could fire on the planet first and then fire on the moon. And Tarkin just said, and waste resources? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, no, I think
Something
that
like
line.
that. But that doesn't add anything.
Line suffice, like the line of fucking Tarkin just saying.
I agree. Yeah,
I think that suffices perfectly.
In our moment of triumph. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's much better. That's less clunky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes more sense for him to say that.
And his whole thing is like, even if there is a logical error, making it logically consistent would not make that scene not enjoyable. His whole thing is like, but if you focused on making a story fully logically coherent, then it would not be enjoyable. That's just not true.
I mean, what's an example of
that's just a false choice. Like you don't have to distinguish between the two. And for a lot of people, things making sense makes you enjoy it more.
Yeah. I can say for me it does, certainly.
Again, like, fucking... If, It's like if Batman was in the final fight with Bane at the end of Dark Knight Rises, and then suddenly he just, like, has a shotgun attachment to his suit and blows Bane's head off. Like, people aren't gonna like that. It's not gonna do anything.
It's a logical inconsistency, and it also just makes the fucking film worse. Like, mate, because here's the issue. Like, you can like a fucking thing irrespective of its flaws. That's the case with me of, Far From Home and Revenge of the Sith. But, like, that doesn't mean those issues don't exist. That's the big fucking disconnect.
Oh, and the other thing is, in the objective community, to use that phrase, there are disagreements. Like Borgy just said, Revenge of the Sith, despite its flaws, I would, again, we have all these different disagreements. First of all, we still have disagreements about what we like and what we don't. That doesn't go away when you acknowledge that you can judge things based on a standard or without your bias. But furthermore, there's still disagreement about, the value judgments, what you prioritize. We do have these disagreements. I probably think Revenge of the Sith is a much better constructed film than Borky does, and we could have a debate on that, and maybe one of us would change our minds. And
my whole issue with Revenge of the Sith is that I don't think it's a fucking 0 out of 10. I would probably rate it about a 5 on the objective scale. Maybe like a 4 or 5 on the objective scale.
Yeah, I think it's like a 7 probably.
Damn.
So, yeah.
I mean, but even then,
so either one of us is wrong, or we just have different, different judgments, or we could come to a discussion and maybe find a better answer.
Well, literally, it just could be a case of what we because obviously that number out of 10 thing, people. A 5 to someone might be a fucking 8 to another person. I mean that in the terms of
possible, given
how
the volume and quality of films quantity and quality of films that you've seen, that you're judging things based off of.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say what I mean by that is someone might consider a 5 to be average on their scale. For instance, a 5 out of 10 on one person's thing might be, this film's really bad, whilst on another scale it's it just means the film's average.
Oh yeah, another thing is when people use that 1 out of 10 scale, a lot of people, based on the grading system, default to thinking that a 6 out of 10 is a failing grade for something, when that's not the standard that we use at all.
Yeah,
a 6 out of 10 is still passable.
I would say 6 out of 10 is slightly above average, only slightly.
Yeah. I would say 6 out of 10 is my average, just because I think you have to be above 5 to be considered decent. Or 5 would be fine.
Yeah, it's it's functional, but.
So that's another knee-jerk thing when EFAP rated Mandalorian a 4 or a 3 out of 10, and people freaked out. 4 is right below 5, so calm yourself. It's a 4. It's not a 2.
But even the thing is, none of us will deny that viewing things subjectively is also important in forming your view of something. It's his whole thing is objectivity is bad. If something is logically consistent, then it must also be a not enjoyable film. It's he completely denies the second half of looking at things, right? And I don't think any of us would do that. As much as we all say that The Last Jedi is a shit film, if you enjoy it, then okay, I guess. I don't understand why, but I can't tell you not to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that apparently we're on a different opposing sides here, where objectivity is a thing versus not, which is ridiculous. But just for people on the other side, we're not a monolith. We aren't all super trad, conservatives and with all the same opinions on movies, and we're also the same political opinions and everything. We have disagreements on all these different things.
Yeah, our intentions are not malicious at all. It's simply just to talk about film discussion.
Yeah, our intention is to understand things better.
They always try to frame these things so negatively. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way: it's also really fun to tear apart bad films.
Oh yeah,
it is quite enjoyable to do so. All right, can we get done with this?
Wrap it up in a bow.
Let's do this.
In my opinion, are not the end-all be-all of films. I genuinely believe that. If you came into this video genuinely believing that films
He genuinely believes that his opinion is not the end-all be-all. But if you think that there's objectivity, your opinion is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about. That's just absurd.
Are completely
That's just a major
objective,
contradiction.
then I really hope I changed your mind, because this is a topic that I am really passionate about, and I really hope that people realize that films are subjective. And those are all the reasons why I feel films are subjective.
So that's
I
the
just
complete case.
That's
I
it.
would like to point out he had video footage from The Rise of Skywalker, which means that he knew that the Resistance had Y-wings. Just throwing that out there. Just
The
also, I love
importance
how
of
with
Bloomberg.
all of his fluff, with all the times he said things that didn't mean anything, and with his post-video outro thing, he still barely made it to 10 minutes. You know he was
Yeah,
trying.
This
So,
was
don't worry.
nothing.
Comprehensive video to send to your friends if they believe in objectivity. Also, I can barely get to 10 minutes to make my YouTube money.
Or as I call it, objectivity and subjectivity.
Hey, he had 10 minutes and he spent 1 minute on the RGB scale. Because that was very essential. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, this might be 10 minutes, but it might as well be nothing. He had no explanations.
Yeah,
Like,
he
barely-
dragged things out. When I saw Revenge of the Sith 30 times since it came out in May 2005.
I mean, really, like, his entire argument could be summed up in, like, a 3-minute video of being like, you can analyze things objectively, but we don't have a scale by which to value those analyses. Fuck.
Well, I'm just trying to
that's
say-
his whole video. That one sentence is his
Yeah.
whole video.
That
What I was
functions.
trying to say is he's presenting inefficiently, right? Whereas people rag on Mueller for having like 2-minute video or 2-hour videos. Yes,
Yeah.
2-minute video. Like 2-hour or even 4-hour videos. But those are efficiently presented. So like he's presenting more material in like 3 minutes of those videos than this guy's presenting in his ad revenue appropriate 10-minute video.
I mean, do you think he's gonna make any
Microsoft
money
Word
out of
art
this?
and his stock PowerPoint transitions and his cheap.
I mean,
ass
okay, in
music.
justification, if you're getting into these broader philosophical discussions or schools of thought about criticism, that is more challenging to present concisely than a factual analysis of just what happens in a film. With that being said, I don't think he did a good job of that.
It was all
He
just
spent-
a
I mean,
That's
spent
casual
very
joke.
little-
impossible, unless you're being extremely broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fries, you heard what I said earlier. What about Josh's take on this video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to hear from him as to why.
Yeah, I think he said.
that's-
Yeah. I mean, I know his whole thing is he doesn't believe a film can be objectively bad.
Josh, if you hear this, fuck you. I'm better.
No, Josh, I love you. You're my favorite Irishman.
But what
No,
do you
that's-
guys think about Star Wars: The
Still
Last Jedi? The importance of Broom Boy. Who is he?
I don't know. I don't know who he is. nor
Ryan
do I care.
Johnson's trilogy that Kathleen Kennedy announced at the investor meeting. Oh, wait. Too soon.
No, that perfectly soon. Let's watch the last 9 seconds.
What do we
All
have?
right,
Yeah,
let's
let's
watch
do
the
it.
whole video.
And why fans have ruined the word objective.
Oh, we ruined the word objective.
He let the video run a
okay.
few extra seconds too because he couldn't quite get there.
That's true. He had like 4 seconds at the end.
So,
Um,
on a scale
So-
of 1 to 10, what would you rate that video?
Oh, like a 2.
I don't like
Yeah.
using numbers.
Yeah.
I just say it's a
I was
terrible
gonna say
video.
like a 2.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, please just
Pretty
Maybe
bad.
if a 3 if I'm gonna be
Terrifying.
nice. I would say there is. Again, you can't always perfectly judge things. You can't, always rank things exactly precisely. And part of that's because the ideal of a movie is not yet realized to us, as far as I'm aware. The perfect
You know
good.
what? You know what? In the spirit of the points this guy was trying to make, I would like to revise my answer. I would like to say that his video is a steaming pile of shit. Now, we have no scale by which to analyze the level of shittiness of each pile of shit.
Oh, okay.
The
So I'm just
level
going
of
to say
shittiness
that,
of each
that
pile of shit.
subjectively,
Oh yeah,
Objectively, it is a non-categorized, non-quantified pile of shit.
that's so generous of you.
Also, I never got to find out why objectivity is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was right. He never fucking brought it up. I thought he I was like wrong. I was like, oh, does he bring that up? I must have misremembered. Oh no, he literally doesn't. Fuck's sake.
He's like objectivity is dangerous because you might have a different view on this fight scene. Fucking stock transition paper flip. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, if no opinion is wrong, how can it be dangerous?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same
video is
thing with
fucking
people.
nonsensical.
Yeah, okay. So there are people who say that there is no such thing as truth or objective truth. And the simple answer to that is, well, how do you know that's true?
Yeah. That's
That is literally an objective
That's
truth.
nothing.
It's a self-contradictory statement.
You have to prove that.
No,
You
when
can't.
people say that, you just call them retards and walk away.
Yeah, like I hate it when I think I actually know someone who like unironically said that existence itself is subjective.
Comedy
Well,
is
people
subjective,
believe that nothing is
Murray.
real.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Joker's biggest crime in that film.
Well, that's illustrating the point. It's like, I like that movie a lot.
Arthur Fleck did nothing wrong.
I love how it says Josh is streaming this. Fuck off. Because the fucking YouTube is connected to his account.
Oh yeah.
He's always been behind us.
Yeah, even though he's not even in the stream.
He's always been behind the scenes the whole time.
Also, I just want to quickly bring up another video this guy made. So he made Rey should have killed Chewie in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh no! No, I don't want to watch that.
Do you
No,
imagine?
okay, hold on. I think that J.J. Abrams should have had the courage of his convictions, and instead of resurrecting Chewie, should have stuck with that decision. Same thing with
but
C-3PO. Same thing with C-3PO. He killed both the characters and brought him back. Don't do that.
Mean, it would be about as honorable a death as anyone else from the original trilogy got.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
Just have him get blown up by Rey. Be like, oops, sorry, I sharded lightning. My bad.
Something interesting I noticed. This is not a defensive Legends material, but just an observation. In the Legends continuity, Chewbacca dies. The rest of the OT cast lives on. In the sequel trilogy, Chewbacca is the only one that survives. Luke, Leia, Han all die. Completely inverted.
Wow. Dude, imagine living life of a Wookiee. You live long enough to see all the people you care about die, but you have to live on as their shitty grandchildren fuck everything up.
Do you think he lives long enough to become the villain?
Remember when C-3PO said, taking one last look at my friends. In a room full of people he didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can Chewbacca just rip Rey's arms off?
Yes.
I want that ending.
I want that scene to be canon.
Yeah, but isn't that interesting how it's completely inverted? and also the reason that happened in Legends is because Lucas wouldn't let them kill. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that's the reason it happened, but Lucas would not let them kill anyone else. He let them kill Chewbacca, and it's so that just goes into when Kathleen Kennedy says we're going to honor your legacy and your creation, and then does the exact opposite of what he wishes. Like,
immediately decanonizes them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm going to protect your legacy and your wishes. Also, let the past die.
Getting rid of
if you have to.
What I'm saying is, we know that one of his fervent that he did not want those characters to be killed off, and then they immediately did that.
Oh boy.
Within the first, within less than 5 years after the acquisition, he had already killed off Han and Luke, and then would go on to kill off Leia.
It's just like, I could see a universe where you kill off the OT characters, but at least have them have honorable deaths, or like they die of old age or something.
Yeah, in my rewrite
Han getting
idea, Han
shanked-
dies.
Not Han becoming a deadbeat and getting shanked by his emo son.
Yeah, in my
Yeah,
rewrite
like,
idea. Wait, no, Han doesn't die. Chewbacca dies. Yeah, in my rewrite, Chewbacca dies. Yeah, so it's the same as Legends. So, by the way, that happens in the Yuzhan Vong books. It's like, I haven't read all of them. I only read the first one, but he dies in like the first book. New Jedi Order or something like that. It's a really long series. But yeah, I know a character they do kill off is Mara Jade, who was Luke's wife in. So they have Han's son turned evil, sort of like Kylo. It's Jason Solo.
Yeah, Jason Solo.
And he kills Mara Jade in the Legacy of the Force books.
Have you seen the meme of the Virgin Kylo Ren versus the Chad Darth Cadus?
Darth Cadus. Yeah, that's great.
It's Cadus, I
That's
think.
great. And the other thing, I actually, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I actually think that was a kind of interesting thing they did in the books, where they made it so that Jason Solo kills Mara Jade, and that unbalances Luke, so that he's not able to, to be the final person that has to fight. Because it would make sense that he would, go and have to be the good guy that would fight the bad guy, but they have someone do that because he's unbalanced because his wife dies, which was kind of interesting. I'm not saying that everything in Legends is good, by the way. It's incredibly fascinating how people in Legends talk about things they couldn't do because of what Lucas's wishes were, and then how Disney, that is just out the window.
Completely disregarded Lucas's wishes.
Yep.
That's what Luke gets for violating the Jedi code. No relationships. What's he do? He gets the horny and doesn't resist.
Gets the horny.
But yeah, so yeah, my biggest issue with the video is probably how pretentious it is. Watch this 10-minute ad revenue video where I will comprehensively prove to you by using 0 examples and therefore
very emotive language.
Yeah, that's
He
honestly
uses a
probably
lot
what
of
annoys
emotive
me the
language
most
and
is
0
the,
citations.
He's like faux, like, not moral outrage, but like moral concern. Like, I feel this from the bottom of my heart that objective analysis is dangerous, that people are being brainwashed into thinking like this.
Oh,
it's
no!
It's just like,
being
shut up.
pretty melodramatic, especially near the end when he says, these guys, they ruined the word objectivity. It's like, come on.
Which do you think does a more brainwashing type activity? The public universities, or some random guys on YouTube?
Did I tell you about this? About how I wrote a paper for my honors course about how the honors course is designed to indoctrinate people?
Really?
Oh, how did that go?
And you got
I don't know. It's really funny. My professor was giving increasingly less happy reviews of the papers I was writing in that class, let's say.
So did you get punished for writing that?
No, I don't even know what grade I got for it, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I haven't looked. I don't really care.
You don't know the grade you got.
I did a similar thing. I'm just not gonna write. Yeah. It's the it's like the Black Lives Matter stuff in my school, basically.
Oh, fun.
Just everything has to be interdisciplinary with EDI.
You can't talk about politics on PAFE. That's a no-no.
Well, apparently,
Oh, no.
of course, apparently it's not politics. That's the thing, right?
Oh, it's not?
Well, that's
Okay.
that's the argument, is that it's
Wait.
not political to push for diversity.
I mean, I would say that's an inherently political stance. I mean, whether or not it's a good political stance, that's down to a discussion. But it is still a political stance.
Yeah,
I'm not
I had
this
people.
in a political discussion. I was just mentioning, considering
No.
who's being brainwashed. I'm just a little confused what he thinks that means.
Yeah, no.
I go and watch someone on YouTube.
Because here's the thing: convincing someone of a position is not inherently brainwashing, even if you think that position is wrong.
It's just like So we're talking about objective analysis, wherein we lay out our points and we try to have a discussion about the merits of these points, and you call that brainwashing.
Mm-hmm.
But then you tell us don't think about things objectively. It's dangerous.
Don't think. Listen.
He's also telling you what you can't think.
Yeah.
Which is, if there's anything dangerous, I would think that would be it.
He's like, you're allowed to think that the fight, you're allowed to not like the throne room fight scene, but you're not allowed to think that it's bad.
Which is stupid.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Is
So,
there anything else?
In conclusion, I think his points. I do want to be generous because I think it is based off misunderstanding. The problem I have is that he's actively being ignorant. Like he is taking pride in his ignorance.
I think it's
he could have looked for like when he says these people are brainwashing you with nitpicks, right? And then doesn't take an example. That's willful ignorance. That's taking pride in your ignorance. This is your video where you are making the case. So do that. But he doesn't want to because that might contradict what he thinks.
No, people who use Microsoft Word art don't get the benefit of the doubt. Fuck this guy.
Can I just say this guy's YouTube banner is cancer? You know that weird alien from Rise of Skywalker? That's his mascot.
Which one?
The gold man. Look at the YouTube banner.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the hell? Why would you pick that?
Alien?
Wait, what?
Look at the gold man YouTube banner.
He picked the weird, sea cucumber creature.
Apparently, monster. If you scroll down on his videos, there is a video called All Claude Scenes. Apparently it's Cloud or Claude or whatever. And then there's a tag on the video that says hashtag the Cloud Squad or the Cloud Squad.
His name is Claude?
Cloud Squad?
Yeah, that's what the description of the video we're watching says.
Do they ever call him Claude in the film?
Also, a quick gander at his YouTube channel is simultaneously illuminating and not in the least bit surprising, as he puts out 3 videos a week. Big surprise. Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock that your vacuous, taped together fucking discount video editing software videos that you put 3 of those out a week. Just imagine my surprise.
Yeah.
I would never have anticipated that someone with so little to say would say it so much.
Look, the only reason I'm not being as harsh as you, because I completely agree,
and I agree that the ridicule is necessary.
The only thing I'm saying is I do want to get through to him. Please, don't be willfully ignorant.
No. Guys,
use citations.
Guys, I just found a video called Why Ray's Power Level Doesn't Matter in the Sequel Trilogy.
I mean, to be fair, Bobby, I think every single video he's made is PAFE material.
There's only so much autism that I can stomach in a day.
Sure.
That's okay.
Hey, he also made what Star Wars fans can learn from Rose Tico. And this is the description.
Sexual assault?
Oh my god.
It's okay to sexually assault minorities.
It's okay to
as long as you are also a minority.
Men. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a woman, you can sexually assault whoever you want.
Especially those who are toxic. That's the description for his Rose Tico video. Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a toxic fan?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't, but people would. Other people would, definitely.
a sick fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, the toxic brood. That's an
Verbal
EFAP reference.
terrorists.
There was it's a similar style of video, similar quality,
These people
where someone
are
accused
verbal
people of being hate
terrorists.
mongers of a toxic brood.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about, then I'm going to be heading off.
I will see you then.
I think that I should probably
Should
be
we end the stream there
going
then?
as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Thanks
everyone. This was fun.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
See ya.
It's nice to be on when it doesn't go to shit.
That's the fucking host to stream. It actually went better than I expected.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
Thanks for
have any
hosting.
like technical difficulties. I had very few technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Catch you all later, guys.
We have to say something clever before we end the stream.
Oh, wait, here's the problem. We're not clever, so...
Despite being only 13% of the population.
Oh no.
Yeah, that about does it. All right. See ya, everyone.
See you guys.